Philadelphia Phillies baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
You just can't walk to the beat of your own drum. Being successful in the National League East this season will take a total team effort from the Phils. Connecting at the plate, consistent play in the field, and dominating on the mound will all be necessary over the final 93 games. For the first night of the 10-game homestand, they were all in step. You want to talk about clicking on all cylinders? That's what the Phillies were doing last night against the Colorado Rockies. They ran the bases well, they hit well, and of course, they pitched well, and all that equated to a victory in Game 1 of the 3-game series. Tonight, it's Game number 2, and they're back at it again. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. It was a pleasure to watch the Phils play last night. They played with energy, they were alive, and they got a great performance from Cole Hamels. And now they're hoping that the next guy up in the rotation, Joe Blanton, does the same.
Ultimate clean game last night, Tom. As you said, they did everything right, and it was nice to see, and it's Joe Blanton's turn tonight. Anything like he did last time will be just fine. Phillies in the final game of that series in Minnesota. There were rain problems. You had no idea what was going to happen. Slugfest after slugfest, and Joe Blanton went out there and was just surgical. Mowed down a very good Minnesota Twins lineup, gave up only 1 run on a home run, and pitched a complete game. Got the Phillies out of there in like 2 hours and a half and on their way to Toronto on a long night that they had to spend on that flight into Canada. So he did a tremendous job. Now, Joe, there's 2 stories on him. When he wins, look at the numbers that he has. Just unbelievable. He'll dominate 2 complete games, including the shutout against the Atlanta Braves. When he loses, well, he really gets hit around. And you can usually tell early with Joe Blanton what kind of game he's going to have on whether his fastball location is good. If his ball is down, if it's on the corners, then he uses his off-speed stuff and he pitches a good game. If his fastball command isn't good, usually not a good game.
It's kind of the stuff that he talked about after his last start. He said that his previous start, he felt things starting to click a little bit. His last start, outstanding. He hopes he continues that progress tonight against the Colorado Rockies. It's game number 2 of this 3-game series. Joe Blanton will be opposed by the youngster Alex White, who's making his 9th start of the year for the Rockies. And 2 guys that White will have to deal with, John Mayberry, who's homered in each of the last 3 games. Last night's was a big blow. It gave the Phils the lead. And Carlos Ruiz, who's already matched his career high in home runs, and he's on the verge of some other important numbers. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball. And the Colorado Rockies, the Phillies have taken the field. Joe Blanton just ascending up the stairs of the dugout and heading out to the mound. Phillies looking to make it 2 in a row over the Colorado Rockies after a very good game last night. And as we mentioned during the outset, a total team effort for the Phils. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rockies. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in center field, Tyler Colvin. Marco Scutaro, the shortstop, bats second. Carlos Gonzalez, the left fielder, hits third. Michael Kadyr's over in right field. He'll bat cleanup. Todd Helton will hit fifth. Jordan Pacheco, the third baseman, bats sixth. And the bottom third of Nelson Rosario and Alex White. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Joe Blanton, who's set to make his 14th start of the year. He's 6-6 Wheels with an earned run average of tick under 5.
Yeah, coming off one of his better starts, too, Tom, in that game against Minnesota last week on getaway day. So we talked about in the opening and showed those numbers on him. He's either really good or he's not so hot. So hopefully tonight is one of those games where he's able to locate his fastball and then use his off-speed stuff and pitch well. He hasn't pitched many games against the Colorado Rockies. You see 1-0. He pitched a game, we'll talk about it, a couple years ago when the Phillies parachuted in there for one game on their way home from Los Angeles. And that was like a 12-11 game, I think it was. And he didn't fare real well in that one. You remember that parachute?
Oh, I do remember that.
It was...
That one day in, one day out.
Like 32 in a row the Phillies played at that point at the end of the season in 10.
There's Charlie Manuel, who was very happy the way his team played in last night's ball game and is hoping that it's carried over. A lot of the players are talking about that today. Jimmy Rollins talked about that at length. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Nissan.
Another good one from Big Joe. That's what we're hoping we're going to see out here tonight. And hey, see if the club can stay focused and play another clean game. That has not been their MO this year. And obviously they need to do that if they're going to get better and move out of last place.
Well, Tyler Colvin will lead it off for the Rockies. He's playing center field tonight. A guy that's played all three outfield positions over the last couple weeks and first base. In there for Dexter Fowler. Eric Young started last night in center. And here's the first pitch of the day. And it's just inside for ball one. So 1 ball and no strikes the count. Colvin, a .295 hitter. He has 7 home runs and 21 runs batted in.
Well, their lineup looks a little bit different when they put Cargo in. The guy they call Cargo in there, Carlos Gonzalez. And they found out today that Troy Tulowitzki is going to have surgery here in Philadelphia tomorrow.
Sports hernia surgery, yeah. We've heard a number of athletes have that surgery, and they have it here in Philadelphia. Brad Lidge came back from Washington 2 months ago to have that surgery here in Philadelphia.
And he'll be out a couple months probably, so we'll see him in September when the Rockies come back.
3-1 the count. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire, didn't think so. So 3-1 the count to Colvin.
And that's the key as we look at the umpiring crew for tonight with Chad Fairchild and then Tom Hallion, the crew chief, was at plate last night. He has to locate his fastball.
Colvin may have helped him out there, but he'll take it 3-2. Colvin is 3 for 8 on this road trip for the Rockies. He's had a pretty good month of June. You saw his numbers over the last 6 games, but overall in June he's hitting .324. Now that raised his average to .295. And he got him. Threw him a fastball down and away. And there's one away.
Yeah, that was in a real good spot. When Joe locates his fastball, he throws a lot of really good changeups to left-handed hitters. He had an excellent slider his last time out. Real good pitch there, away. You could see Colvin, you know, his mind was kind of in that split second they have to decide, is that a strike or not? I better swing.
That'll bring Marco Scutaro to the plate. Scutaro and Gonzalez have had the best months of June for the Rockies. Scutaro sends that one to right. He'll be retired on 1 pitch. So 2 outs for Carlos Gonzalez, and Joe will take that.
Well, it's not an ideal night to pitch, obviously. Everybody in Delaware Valley knows how hot it is, and a pitcher would love to get a bunch of guys out on 1 pitch tonight and keep their count down and stay in the game for a while.
It's a good night if you want to stay loose.
Yeah.
It's not a good night if you want to. You have to work exceptionally hard to get your outs.
Well, a lot of pitchers, you know, they like a little moisture for the baseball, but this is ridiculous tonight.
See, Wheels, that youngster, he's hydrating. That's what you should
do.
That's
hydrating, yeah. Hydrate a lot, or even the fans will cramp up. or the broadcasters.
Carlos Gonzalez is a .335 hitter with 17 home runs. He's hit it 7 consecutive games. He's been out the last couple of games because he's had pain behind his right knee. There's some fluid in that area, but he said they haven't drained it, and they won't unless it's absolutely necessary.
Now, this guy is a big-time hitter, too, especially at Coors Field, but on the road also he's good. And against the Phillies, he has been out of sight. He came into, well, he was really good in the playoffs a few years against the Phillies, and he just kept it going.
There's a liner to center field. Victorino will play it on a hop. Rollins was shaded toward the middle, and the ball flew right over his head. So the first hit of the night. And that'll bring Michael Kadire to the plate.
Gonzalez uses the whole field, too, as you just saw there. Take the pitch away, then you give him something middle in, and he can hit tape measure homers, too.
Kadire was 0 for 4 last night. See his career numbers against Joe. Overall, it's a good year, though, for him. 270, 10 homers, 44 runs batted in. He's on pace for a 100 RBI season.
Carlos Gonzalez, you don't think about him as a base stealer, but he's 9 out of 9.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The ball was flying out of Yankee Stadium today. Martin Prado was 3 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Freddie Freeman homered. Jason Hayward, did he hit 2 home runs?
Hit 2, yeah.
It was a pop-up foul. It's 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a home run ballpark anyway in Yankee Stadium, the way it flies out of there, especially to right and right center. But today it was ridiculous.
Derek Jeter homered in the bottom of the first. At that point, though, it was 3-1 in favor of the Braves, and they really didn't look back. So they've won 2 in a row.
Yeah, they stopped a 10-game losing streak by winning last night, and then gave himself a 2-game winning streak winning today.
Yankees are now 14 and 4 in the month of June. They have the best record in baseball in June. Here's the 1-2. Hit towards second on one hop comfortably to Martinez. He'll throw to first after peeking to see if Rollins was over at second. 4-3 on the put out, no runs. 1 hit, 1 man left. On to the bottom of the first in Philly. It's the Rockies nothing and the Phillies coming up. Alex White of the Rockies. Let's take a look at the Phils lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Juan Pierre, the left fielder, bats second. Hunter Pence hits third, followed by Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. Shane Victorino's in center field. He'll bat fifth. Placido Polanco sixth. Charlie Manuel can't take John Mayberry out of the lineup. He's been swinging it well lately. He'll bat seventh. Michael Martinez will hit eighth, and of course Joe Blanton's on the mound. And they'll face the 23-year-old from Greenville, North Carolina, out of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. 2-5 in 8 big league starts this year.
Number 1 pick of the Cleveland Indians back in 2009, 15th overall. So pretty good prospect. Came over from the Indians in the Ubaldo Jimenez deal last year. Here's the numbers on him, and he's been hit around a little bit. He They say he has a really good sinker, but when his sinker ball is up, he can get hurt. Basically, fastball, slider, and split for his changeup. Mentioned he was the #1 pick by the Indians back in 2009. Look for his sinker ball. If he has the ball down, a lot of ground balls. If he has the ball up, bam.
Well, he is going to be on the 75 pitch count, just like Josh Outman last night. Jim Tracy said that he felt like we had to do something non-conventional with the starting rotation. And he said if they reach 75 pitches, then I am taking them out of the ballgame. And that's what he did last night. The third baseman Pacheco's in on the grass for Rollins. And Rollins nubs one to the right of the mound. White picks it up, and a good play by Helton to hang onto the bag. One away. So Rollins off a 2-for-2 3-run game last night.
And that's a sign of a sinker baller when it works, is you throw a weak ground ball like that.
There's Josh Outman, who Jim Tracy said didn't pitch badly last night. And Outman and the other starters have said all the right things about the 4-man rotation. Jim Tracy said that they can't let him go any farther than 75 pitches because they have to pitch again in 4 days. Or essentially in 3 days. Here's Juan Pierre, who takes a strike. It's 0-1. Juan is hitting .325 with no home runs and 12 runs batted in.
Pacheco, the third baseman, even closer for Pierre.
And he shoots that one inside the third base bag. It's a fair ball, and it's going to go down the corner. Gonzalez didn't play it well. Pierre's on his way to third. He'll get there easily. Juan Samuel will hold him there, and it's a 1-out triple for Juan Pierre.
I think Gonzalez played center field when he was here before, and I don't know if he's used to left field, but as Tom said, he didn't play it well. What he didn't do there, you really have to protect the ball going to the corner. If it hits the side of the seats down there, that's going to carry him out. You're going to keep to a double anyway. But see, what he does is he commits over here. The ball never touches the concrete headed down the line. Watch him come into your picture. Well, he should shortly. And he's going to be in full retreat at this point. He just didn't play the angle very well.
So the Phillies have a runner at third for Pence, who takes low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Juan is safe at third base, safe and secure. New York Light.
And the third baseman way up like that too. He can slap a lot of balls by him, but you don't expect a triple in the left field corner.
Hunter was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Had a chance to drive in some runs, but was unable to do it.
He can do it right now with a ground ball, unless he smokes a ball at Helton. That's the only way they have a play at the plate. They're not even thinking about a play at the plate with their infield defense. See it there.
Little low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And this guy throwing all these sinkers right now. It just made to even top one somewhere in the infield and get a run in if he can make contact.
Hunter's hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position, and he has Pierre over at third.
Yeah, right now he's making out and get him a run.
And he grounds one toward the hole. Flagged down by Pacheco. He'll throw out Pence, but the Phillies take the lead. It's 1-0 as Pierre crosses the plate. We'll just put the ball in play in a certain spot and you get an RBI. 41st of the season for Hunter Pence.
Yeah, good job by Juan Pierre. Gets a triple on the misplay in the outfield. And then Hunter Pence hit a ground ball. You know, that's not a hit with a runner in scoring position, but he got the job done. It's good execution.
So 1-0 Phillies, and they'll start again with the third leading hitter in the National League, Carlos Ruiz. Carlos is hitting .358 with 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Carlos has tied his career high in home runs with the 9. He hit 9 back in 2009. He's 2 RBIs away from last year's total. Isn't that incredible to think
really
of?
Is. Well, he'd never been a big RBI guy. You know, he's sitting down the order for the most part. You know, he'd been sitting there in that 8 hole, and it's not a big RBI spot. But, you know, you can hit some homers down there, but in many ways they pitch around you down there in the 8 spot. So he's in an ideal position to knock in runs, and he's taking advantage of it up a little more in the order.
Grounds that foul. It's 1-2. Well, he's 16 RBIs away from his career high.
Yeah. in the middle of June. Well, getting to the third week of June. Official day of summer, and it feels like it. First day of summer.
7:09 p.m. Eastern time became the first day of summer.
Just happened. Huh?
Yeah. Welcome, Wheels.
Felt like it too. Just had that feeling that summer had arrived.
But tomorrow is the longest day, right?
21st.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line the opposite way. Here comes Kadire, diving play, and he comes up with it. So Ruiz is retired, and a nice play by Michael Kadire. But the Phillies do score a run. A triple by Pierre, a ground out by Pence. On to the second. The Phillies up 1-0. App at 12 app. It's 2012 Wheels for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text AtBat to 31826 for more details.
Summer 2012.
Yep. Todd Helton leads it off and takes a strike. Helton 0 for 2 with a run scored in last night's ball game. His average at 239 with 7 home runs. Watching the Yankee game today, and they had a trivia question that Todd Helton, Derek Jeter, and Chipper Jones are the only active players with 2,000 games with one team. Jimmy Rollins, who is playing in his 1,703rd game with the Phillies, he's on his way to joining those guys in the next couple of years. The ball's hit to center. Victorino's out there, and there's one away. Here in the second, Jordan Pacheco is coming up, and we'll check in with Murph. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. And, believe it or not, it won't be very long before the 2012 London Games are here. And someone that will be in London, of course, is Carly Lloyd, the pride of South Jersey, the pride of Delran High School, part of the U.S. women's soccer team. It's right around the corner, 3 weeks. You have to be pretty excited about heading over there.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, anytime you get to compete in the Olympic Games is truly an honor. This will be my second one. And, going for gold.
It's hard to top the first one because you guys did win gold the first time around, and you were a big part of that. I know people probably ask you all the time what the greatest memory is, and obviously it's scoring that game winner, is it not?
Obviously, yeah. That moment was huge. It was probably the biggest moment in my career. Hopefully, there'll be more memories like that to come. But that was in the past, and I want to create new memories of this Olympics going into it.
You guys will head to London and be certainly one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win gold. When you talk about pressure, I mean, is there a lot of pressure at that point?
There's always pressure on us. We're #1 in the world. We came off the World Cup. We didn't win the World Cup. So there's always pressure. There's going to be teams like Brazil and Japan that are going to be tough opponents, and we've got to be ready. We just got to take it one game at a time.
Now, I mentioned you grew up in South Jersey, Delran, New Jersey, went to Delran High School and Rutgers University. I went to Holy Cross High School right across the street. Natural rivalries. We'll put that aside right now. Hey, just talk. I know you grew up a Phillies fan as well. Were you a big baseball fan growing up?
For sure. I mean, I have pictures as a youngster in my Phillies hat, and watching the games. I loved coming to the games. I'm, a Phillies fan for life. Follow all the teams, and it's a great atmosphere to be at.
When you're able to come out and enjoy a game, like we were talking about before we started, you're leaving in 3 weeks, so I'm sure that is on the mind. But nice to be able to get out and enjoy the Phils for a night and relax a little bit before you have to head over to London.
For sure. I mean, I just got back from Sweden last night. Jet lag's doing okay. Great to be here watching the Phillies play. It takes your mind off of it, and you've got to kind of get out of that regimen of playing and training all the time and just enjoy yourself.
Well, I know I speak for everybody in the Delaware Valley. We say good luck. Go for the gold when you head to London.
Thank you. Hope so.
All right, T-Mac. Carly Lloyd, member of the U.S. women's soccer team, headed over to London. Back to you, T-Mac.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. The Bears and the Lancers. So Greg went to Holy Cross, the Lancers. And Carly went to Delran, the Bears. The games of the 30th Olympiad will begin on July 27th with the opening ceremonies. NBC is your exclusive source for the London games. Rockies have runners on first and second, with Rosario up 1 out here in the top of the second. Rosario's the number 8 batter, a .230 hitter with 9 home runs. He's done pretty well for the Rockies this year, particularly since he's been batting a lot of times in the 8-hole. The ball's hit pretty well to center field. Victorino's on the run, warning track wall, and it's gone. It carried out of the yard for a 3-run home run, and the Rockies have taken the lead. 10th home run of the year for Rosario. And that's the 15th home run allowed by Joe this season.
That's a combination of a guy can hit the ball hard, obviously, with 10 home runs, but also the way it's going to carry here tonight. That looked like a mistake right in the middle of the plate, and he hurt him. But it just kept going. It looked like a fly ball when it left the bat, and I think Victorino thought the same thing. And then Shane had to keep going and going and ran out of room.
Well, that'll bring Alex White to the plate. I tell you, Rosario looked as if he thought it was gone off the bat, didn't he? Unless he thought it was going to be a fly ball.
Yeah. They can feel, when they hit a home run, guys usually know because they say they don't feel a whole lot. But that thing looked like it really took off, and there is a little bit of wind. But when you have hot weather like you were just talking about all the home runs in New York today.
White is swinging a miss, and there are 2 outs. Second strikeout for Blanton. And it'll bring Tyler Coleman to the plate. Well, the Phillies last night fell behind 1-0 and wound up winning the game 7-2. So they're playing from behind here tonight after taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Colvin was the first strikeout victim. Dexter Fowler is the everyday center fielder, at least he was for the Rockies. Last night, though, Eric Young was playing center field and made a really nice catch and moved around pretty well out there. I think Jim Tracy's just experimenting right now to see what the combinations are that he likes that'll give them a boost offensively.
Well, Fowler's in a real strikeout funk right now, evidently. Not swinging the bat well. He's a switch hitter, too. Neither side, so he's just not playing. Struck out last night as a pinch hitter.
2-1 the count. Ball caromed off the roof of the dugout. Got a piece of Pete McCannon down there.
Rich Doobie wound up with the baseball.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Washington shutting out Tampa 2-0. That game's in the bottom of the first. Nationals have lost 4 straight. Their lead over the Mets is at 3. Over the Braves is at 3. Over the Marlins is at 6, and over the Phillies at 8.
Baltimore hasn't scored in that series in New York against the Mets in 2 games.
2-2 pitch. A little low, 3-2. Scooter Rose on deck. Swing and a miss and a changeup. So Blanton picks up his third strikeout. He's gotten Colvin twice, but he's also been gotten bit by a home run. Rosario's 3-run shot to center field has given the Rockies a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia. Don't forget, NBC is your exclusive source for the London Games. The opening ceremonies will be July 27th. The closing ceremonies will be August 12th. All 32 sports, all 302 events live on a host of NBC networks, online, on your mobile devices. Boy, Olympic Games are right around the corner. The London Games, what a great venue. Carly Lloyd and the rest of the women's soccer team going for gold.
It's a time difference there, about 5 hours probably. London,
5 hours,
right? Yeah.
Yep. Shane Victorino lead it off here in the second. Phil's down 3-1. Victorino 248. Last night he was 1 for 4 with a run scored. He was one of the guys talking about how clean the game was last night and how the Phillies have to keep doing that if they're going to get back in the race. And, you know, to a man down in the clubhouse, they feel like they're going to get back in the race. I mean, if they get outings like Cole had last night, then they're going to be battling as the year goes on. And that's a good thing.
Well, they better think that way, because that's what they're here for, is to think that way to win. And they're so used to winning, they know how to win.
There's a jam shot and the ball out to center field. Colvin a few steps over makes the catch. And that'll bring Polanco to the plate. Polanco had a hit and 2 at-bats in last night's game. See Polanco's numbers this year here at Citizens Bank Park. He's a lifetime .314 hitter here at Philadelphia. Takes a strike and it's 0-1. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Robert Chuff of Chester. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game. The Bob will win $100.
Boy, he's a fast worker. He gets the ball and he's ready to go, and throwing a lot of sinkers so far as advertised. There's a breaking ball there.
Rockies got him last year from the Indians in the Ubaldo Jimenez deal. They also got another kid by the name of Drew Pomerantz, who was up earlier this year, who's down in the minor leagues. So they think these two guys will be mainstays in their rotation. In fact, Pomerantz has been rumored to possibly be coming up in the next couple weeks.
Pomerantz was really the key to that deal, and he was a player to be named later. There was a reason. I can't remember why. He couldn't report until August, I think it was, for some reason. Anyway, he was a guy they really wanted in it, and White also was a big catch for Jim Tracy and the Rockies.
3-1 pitch to Polanco. Liner to center field. That'll drop for a hit. Second hit for the Phillies. That'll bring John Mayberry to the plate. Saturday night, the Union hosts Philadelphia's own Bobby Convey and the rest of the Sporting KC. Get ready for all the action with Union pregame live right before the boys in blue battle Kansas City. Saturday night at 6:30 on the Comcast Network. Available on Comcast Cable, Channel 8 and HD 201. John Mayberry is making his 38th start. He is swinging the bat better lately, and you can see 6 for his last 13, 3 home runs in his last 3 games, including last night. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
This guy could give him something to hit too, because he likes the ball down.
No appeal, no swings as Alfonso Marquez. See, the last 5 starts for Mayberry, who's over at first tonight. 381, 6 extra base hits.
Yeah, he's been facing some left-handers too, and he's really been hitting left-handed pitching. That's the hope they had for him this year. You know, the master plan was hopefully that he could be at least a platoon player with Nix in left field. Nix got hurt so early. Mayberry struggled, so that whole plan blew up fast.
The other part of it, though, is that Pierre's been so good.
Well, you know, but during the offseason, Pierre didn't even factor into it.
Thank goodness the Phillies had Pierre for a lot of this year.
Yeah, as you said, he's done a really good job for him.
Rosario out to the mound to talk to White. Wheels, I've gotten to the bottom of the number 6. You want to hear about it?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Well, when asked about why he wears number 6, which is a low number, as Blanton's taking a look at his contact, White said, "I've worn it since I was young, so I wanted to wear it again. That's it." Wore it in college. Didn't wear it when he was up with the Indians. Didn't wear it last year with the Rockies, but he's got a little seniority now, so he can go in and ask for it.
Very little seniority.
Now, swing and a miss.
Well, it's different now. And plus, he didn't have to worry about a lot of retired numbers yet with the Rockies. They're a young franchise.
Or guys that, let's face it, I mean, you look around their infield. Nelson at second. Pacheco at third.
That's going to be a retired number.
I would agree with that. Got a lot of young guys on this team mixed in with these older guys in the dirt. And it's 3-2 to Mayberry.
You're down by 2 runs. Mayberry does strike out a lot, so I'm thinking whether or not they would run here, stay out of a double play, but down by 2 runs, probably not. That's what base runner does over at first base. Polanco looks over at Juan Samuel to see if he has a hole, because 3-2s are automatic runs.
He doesn't go. Ball 4. And it's first and second with 1 out. So at a Major League scoreboard, how about Arizona and Seattle? Arizona wins it 14-10. Miguel Montero, home run, 4 runs batted in. This on the heels of Ichiro Suzuki last night, picking up his 2,500th hit in the United States. Yeah. He has 25:03, where he had 25:03 going into that ball game. He was one of the fastest guys, service time wise, to reach 2,500 hits.
Oh, he's way over 200 hits every year when he came over here.
Well, combine his numbers between the States and Japan, and he has 3,781 hits, which is 3rd in baseball, behind Pete and Ty Cobb.
Well, he's legit. I mean, we've seen him so much on television, lucky enough to see him in person a few times. And that guy's an amazing offensive player.
Think about when he gets his plaque for Cooperstown.
Yeah. He can get 3,000 hits in the major in over here if he sticks around that. Probably. You know, I mean, he's starting to go a little bit, fade a little bit. That's what they were talking about when we were out there last year. But then he would go up there and he does that swing where he looks like he's running towards first base and his hands are way back. He's got a magic wand.
Michael Martinez, the hitter. Martinez hits one in the air. Deep to right center field. Going back on it is Kadire. That one is gone! Your 3-run home run for our 3-run home run. And the Phillies retake the lead. It's 4-3 here in the bottom of the second inning. First home run of the year for Michael Martinez.
They went out and talked about it. And, you know, one of the points we were trying to make tonight, that the ball's really flying. But what happens with high sinkers? That many times, especially on a night like this. 92, 93 sinker, right-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. Look at that thing up. And, you know, he took a look at it. No. But this is a little bit like Denver on a night like this.
On Robert H. Huff of Chester, PA, you've just won $100 thanks to Michael Martinez and a McDonald's home run jackpot.
But nothing's sweeter for a left-handed hitter than a right-handed pitcher who throws high, hard sinkers. They just jump.
Blanton fights it off up the first base line. 3 unassisted for the second inning. And 2 outs now for Rollins. This is a pretty good swing right here. It's the 4th career home run for Martinez.
He stayed back really well on that and got everything into it, and it flew out of here to right center field.
Ball was pinballing around out there. Rollins took a look to make sure Joe was back in the dugout. Jimmy retired by White on a ground out his first time up.
I think we're going to get to 14-10 tonight, but there's going to be some runs scored here the way the ball's jumping. About 2 3-run homers out of the 8 holes. That's something you really don't expect.
Yeah, but their 8-hole hitter has 10 home runs.
Yeah, that's true.
Rollins chops it over toward first. Helton flips to White cover. 3-1 on the putout. Phillies, though, retake the lead. They do so on Michael Martinez's first home run here in 2012. He drilled it to the alleyway in right center field. All smiles as we go to the 3rd here in Philadelphia. For all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wheels, here we go. Which current Philly holds the Rockies record for most singles in a season with 163 in 2001? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. I don't know if we should have given you the date.
Yeah, that helped.
Marco Scutaro takes a strike. It's 0-1.
You tell me I had a layup last night. I didn't think that.
Well, that's why we gave you a layup tonight.
That one's easier.
Scudero fly to right his first time up on one pitch. Now he takes 2 strikes. It's that one off the mound. Rollins to his left, bobbles momentarily. One away here in the 3rd. Well, Joe trying to settle back in now that he's got the lead again. Last outing when he went 9 innings against the Twins, he struck out 7. He allowed 7 hits and the 1 run on a home run.
Oh, he had great control in that game. Threw the ball basically where he wanted to, and got a lot of quick outs in the game.
That one's over to second, caught out of the air by Martinez.
That's about as weakly as you're going to see Carlos Gonzalez hit a ball, especially against the Phillies. He ran something in on his hands there, it looked like. It sounded like he broke his bat. Maybe a slider, a cut fastball, but something really jumped in on Gonzalez. He's kind of looking at that bat right now.
Well, it's nice to retire him. Now go after Kadire, who's 0 for 1. And Kadire takes a strike.
It's a good slider he threw there. He had a really good breaking ball last week in that game in Minnesota. Hard slider.
Well, there have been a couple pitches that Joe has wished he had. That may have been a little low,
yeah,
but he still thought it was a strike.
Well, but if he's going to miss, that's where he has to miss, because he won't get hurt there.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
That was a breaking ball there. It was up a little bit, but still pretty good on 2-1. Where he got hurt on the home run was a pitch elevated in the zone. Looked like a fastball that was right down the middle and up.
Oh, we venture back to the out-of-town scoreboard, where Red Sox are on top of the Marlins 3-2. Mike Aviles, a home run, 3 runs batted in. Miami has lost 2 straight. They're 1 game under 500 and 2 ahead of the Phillies in the standings. A liner to left field. That's a bullet, and that one's not coming back. And we're tied up at 4 here in the top of the 3rd. The solo home run for Kadire is 11th of the year. And it's the 2nd home run hit by the Rockies in this ballgame.
Well, there are going to be some homers tonight. That's 15 home runs now in his last 8 starts. See what the location is. I don't think you have to add anything to that. Where was it? Right down the middle, about thigh high, and bam.
Boy, he killed that.
Well, he's strong.
Helton takes a strike. It's 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Phils and the Rockies even at 4.
Some of these home runs could hurt some people in the stands in that.
That's what they said in the Yankee game today. Although the second one that Hayward hit the foul pole. So that wasn't hurting anybody except for the foul pole.
Yeah.
How about that stat, though, on Helton and Chipper Jones and Derek Jeter? You think about it, you're in awe that they've played so many games with one team, and then you sit back and think, well, that's the way it used to be. On the hands, Mayberry to the bag, so the inning comes to a close. But the Rockies do tie it up. Michael Kadire's 11th home run of the year. So cool it off here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Phillies and the Rockies tied at 4. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Well, some home runs being hit here tonight. Phillies have one, a 3-run shot by Michael Martinez. The Rockies have 2, a 3-run shot by Wilin Rosario. And then Michael Kadire hit a solo shot. So as we go to the bottom of the third, we're tied up at 4. That gentleman showed up today for a Citizens Bank Business Person Special, and a night game turned out. Juan Pierre will lead it off.
Still bright out there.
I would take the tie off, though. Wouldn't you take the tie off?
Well,
I know. Back in your day, you guys wore ties to games.
It looked like, yeah. Ray Tipton just came up with a good one. I want to give him credit for it, our great director.
Well, you have to because you're answering him.
Yeah, I know. That made me laugh because I love that show. He said Don Draper. That looked like Mad Men. That is a tremendous show. That reminds me of the 50s and 60s. There it is. There's Don Draper and company.
1-1 the count to Juan Pierre. 2-1. Pierre tripled and scored his first time up. Juan hits it toward right. Wasn't deep. Kadire stepped back a little bit and makes the catch. So one away. It'll bring Hunter Pence to the plate. Let's bring in Greg Murphy with his Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, T-Mac, the Major League Notebook brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. Roy Oswald is back in the bigs. The former Phil will make his Texas Ranger debut on Friday night. Of course, he was signed at the end of May by those Texas Rangers. He pitched 4 games down in the minor leagues and says he is ready, and he will pitch on Friday. And guys, the Boston Red Sox got a little bit of a scare last night. Dustin Pedroia had to leave the game after re-injuring his thumb, a thumb that kept him out for a couple weeks earlier this year. He is not in the lineup tonight, but we're told from the folks in Boston that it is not serious. They think he will be back tomorrow. So Dustin Pedroia not seriously injured with that thumb. Guys?
All right, Murph, thank you very much. And Wheels and I have one question for you.
Yes.
How come you never talk about the vendors?
You know what? The vendors here at Citizens Bank Park do a wonderful job, as we all know. And they are working hard, and there you go.
Keeping everybody hyped.
Absolutely.
Head stakes low. It's 1-1. There we go. It's one of the vendors. Hot dogs, $4 here. A little cool beverage. Murph meets a lot of folks as he walks around the ballpark, and we overheard a conversation he was having with a vendor about making sure that we point out how good the vendors are, and they are great.
They are great, and they're having known some vendors over the years. A lot of them are real characters, and they really enjoy what they do. There's a personality involved in that a lot of times.
Heads takes inside. 2-2 the count.
Used
One
to be
out here in the third.
Great vendor when I was a kid. At the Palestra, he sold ice cream, and here he sold hot dogs. His name was Charlie Frank. And in the Palestra, he used to go selling ice cream. He used to go, "Take your tongue on a sleigh ride." We loved that. And he looked like Bob Hope. So you know, people look back the old days at the Palestra and go, know exactly who I mean. And the hot dog guy, Charlie Frank.
You want to talk about a guy that's working hard.
That's a good shtick.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but he's enjoying it. He's got that parrot on his head all the time.
Big Jimmy Buffett fan.
3-2 the count to Hunter Pence. Wheels, I think he needs a new shirt, though. Unless that's his lucky shirt.
Well, maybe that's his gamer. He has a new one every night, I hope.
Has a good night, selling some stuff, so he doesn't want to change it. Ball's hit towards short. To his right a step is Scooter. And Pence just nailed at the bag. Boy, he was moving up the line. 2 outs for Carlos Ruiz. Don't forget, tomorrow the Phillies will wind down this series with the Rockies. A 7:05 first pitch. Now all fans coming to the ballpark will receive the MLB Network drawstring backpack free to all fans. Tickets are available by going to Phillies.com. It's a great giveaway. Those drawstring backpacks are Well, for the last several years, folks have been using them for everything. Carlos Ruiz lined out to right his first time up. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Carlos went up there looking for a first pitch sinker, and he was going to do some damage. Only got a slider.
It's interesting you say that too, because Carlos, statistically, along with Hunter Pence, for the Phillies, those are the guys that go after the fastballs with the first pitch more than anybody else on the team.
Great way to hit.
But a lot of guys wait a pitch or two. Like John Mayberry takes a pitch every once in a while. But
well, there's different approaches. You know, hitting first ball fastballs. Most guys I've talked to in this business that were good hitters say they want a fastball early to hammer. I've never heard one of them say, I just want to stand there and get that 0-2 splitter. I want to hit that 0-2 breaking ball or 1-2 breaking ball. They want to hit a fastball early. Talk to the guy that's coming in here in the 4th inning about that. Although he's a pretty good breaking ball hitter too. But you know, I don't know that he went up there looking early in the count for breaking balls. He was looking fastball.
Carlos loops it foul. Helton unable to get there. Well, Carlos, who's 3rd in the voting for the All-Star game. Look at his numbers compared to the guys that he's behind. Now, Carlos has about 30 fewer at bats, but his batting average is higher. One more home run to Posey, even with Yadier Molina. Each of them in the same neighborhood, RBI-wise.
That's 3 very good players.
And McCann is the other one, who's 4th.
There's another really good player. Those are 4 good catchers, and Posey's an amazing story that he's back playing as well as he is. When you look at that gruesome injury he had last year, who'd believe he could be back playing at this level?
I would think all 3 are going to make the All-Star team. Of course, fans can vote for Carlos up to 25 times at Phillies.com. And while the Phils are home here at the ballpark, they can punch out the ballots as many as they want. We were a kid, we used to see how many we can get done before the end of the ball game. So 2 outs. Here's Victorino, who flied to center his first time up. That walk by White, the second one of the game.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw Ruiz many fastballs. He got a lot of breaking balls and a split or 2 in there.
Victorino bunts toward 3rd. It's a nice bunt. White bobbles it, and Victorino's safe at first. So he's safe and secure. Ruiz the same at 2nd. I guess he figured with Pacheco back as far as he was, they might as well give it a try. If he was swinging the bat the way he was last year, then you'd want him to swing away as the number 5 hitter.
I want all left-handed hitters in this lineup to swing away at this guy as much as possible. But, you know, hey, put a perfect bunt down there.
Well, perfect.
And you know, that was going to take the pitcher to do everything right to throw him out there, and he wasn't able to pick the ball up.
Charlie and I talked about that today, about, you know, just getting more base runners. That's one of the points that he's trying to make to the guys, too, is just getting on base, whatever way you can, because the more base runners, the more pressure on the pitcher, particularly a young guy like White. Polanco takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Shading towards right center the way most teams do. See Coleman right there, the center fielder. To the right of second base, to his left.
54 pitches for White, so he's probably going to pitch another inning, and that's it. We'll see.
Seems strange to say, doesn't it? And every one of their pitchers are going to be on that kind of limit, not coming off a rehab.
0-2 the count to Polanco. In the dirt, Rosario keeps it around his spot.
Kid's a good catcher behind the plate. Not only hit a 3-run home run, but Rosario really moves around well too. And he has to with this guy's breaking ball, because he throws a big snapper up there way out of the strike zone. And you see how it comes back in the opposite direction. But he's very quick the way he moves out. He's anticipating the ball in the dirt, but still he's very, very good at blocking them. Not easy to break him, to block that breaking ball like that when you snap it that way.
1-2 pitch to Polanco. Grounded foul.
You see how he's still a work in progress. He's got, decent stuff, it looks like, White, but really not that much of an idea of how to command it, especially his breaking ball. But he can throw a nasty one once in a while.
And if he's ahead, guys may swing it.
They may swing at it. The only thing is, when he throws it so far out of the zone, most big league hitters will see it out of his hand that it's not a strike, or that it has no chance to be a strike. See, there's another one. And look at him block that thing. Really impressive. But that out of his hand doesn't have a chance to be a strike. So Polanco doesn't chase it. He should have about 3 or 4 wild pitches right now.
Neither runner being held on. Ruiz at second, Victorino at first. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Polanco.
Let's see if he gets a sinker to hit here.
Opposite way down the right field line. Slicing foul.
And he did.
There's a happy camper right there. Thanks, Dad. It's a pretty good spot to sit if you want to get a foul ball.
Yeah.
As long as you stay in the stands.
Stay in the stands and be careful, because they skid coming down there.
Polanco back to the box, and White, off balance initially, makes the play. So the Phils leave a couple on base here in the third. They got something going with 2 outs. So we've completed 3. Vendors and all, we go to the 4th, working hard for a Phils victory here at the ballpark. Boise fireworks paper in 29 vibrant colors. From who? But W.B. Mason. Jay Victorino is making sure that a a young fan gets that baseball he's just finished warming up with. Folks enjoying the CavityBusters.com smile cam. It's up on the video board as we go to the top of the fourth. He's still working over there. Sarge, go down and tell him to take his tie off.
Well, he hasn't loosened up.
It's been a hard day's work.
So he's here just kind of taking it easy and following up on some last minute texts or emails.
Which you know all about now.
Well, hey.
0-2 the count. Pacheco singled his first time up and then scored on the 3-run home run by Willen Rosario. So he's 1 for 1. His average is .299. He's 5 for 16 on this road trip for the Rockies. Blanton's jamming him on a couple of these pitches. What do you think so far for Joe?
Needs those ground balls, although when it's warm, everybody knows how the ball has a tendency to travel.
Good pitch right on the outside part of the plate. He wasn't getting that an inning or so ago, but he was kept it in that neighborhood. So 4 strikeouts now. Chris Nelson is due up. All right, first of all, before we go any farther, I want to compliment you on how you've matched your outfit today with the brown hat and the tan slacks, along with the new Tommy Bahama.
I was undecided. I was going to go with the red hat because of the red P that we have on the shirt, but
can't really see the red P on TV, but you can see a little bit with Sarge right there.
So I just decided to make sure there was a different hat than I had the last time. Boy, that ball hit a long way.
It sure was. Chris Nelson, the opposite way, his 4th home run of the year. It's the 3rd home run of the night for the Rockies. They lead it 5-4. And it's coming on back.
Yeah, just talked about how that ball carries. That's why you need some sink on the ball. You have a right-hander that hits that ball that way. That's when you can tell they're seeing that ball pretty good. And he has power to boot. Take a look at it. See exactly where it is. Breaking ball. Breaking right down to the middle of the plate. He wants that ball breaking where it's breaking away toward the outside corner. Just to let you know that I'm still out there. Joe comes up and in. Nothing wrong with it.
Want to know the count to Rosario, who had a 3-run home run his first time up.
I think sometimes they ought to do it a little bit more. It's always the guy though that comes up next that usually pays for it.
It's a lot of home runs in the last 38 2/3. 17 overall, 16 in his last 38.2.
Yeah, these last 8 games, he's given up a bomb every game. And you're right, a lot of home runs, and they're seeing the ball. They're seeing the ball good.
That one should still stay in the yard, and Pierre makes the catch. So 2 outs. Well, 5-4. The good news is the Phillies got a 3-run home run from Michael Martinez. So the way they played last night, and you hopefully hope that it carries over, they're going to be into the Rockies bullpen very soon.
Yeah, they can score some runs off this team. There's no question about it. And with only pitching 75, doesn't matter if he's doing good or doing bad. He'll be out of there. What you want to do, even though they might be a little stronger in the bullpen, they're going to be getting taxed. You want to get into that bullpen.
Want to know the count to Alex White, who struck out his first time up. Popped him up. That's in fair territory right now. Ruiz off with the mask. He's under. Pounds the glove. It's usually an indication that he reads it well. The inning is over, but the Rockies retake the lead. 3rd home run of the night. This one by Chris Nelson. He'll go back to work with the rest of the Rockies defense when we get back. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the order due up. Mayberry, Martinez, Joe Blanton. I'd like to welcome everybody to the ballpark. They've noticed that the red light is on. There's some good eyes out there.
Yeah.
Look right over there. He's telling the guy with the shades. Home runs all over the place tonight. The Phillies with 1 3-run home run against Alex White. The Rockies have hit 3. One was a 3-run shot. The other 2 were solo shots. White is at 59 pitches. So if he has a comfortable fourth, it'll be his last.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about those 75 pitches. And we've seen pitchers pitch before. Sometimes they don't even get their stride until a little later on in the ball game.
Well, Will Nieves is the backup catcher, is going out to the bullpen right now because somebody's going to start to throw. Bob Apodaca is on the phone, and he's going to start getting somebody loose. Now, Jeremy Guthrie, who was the 5th starter, got roughed up this past weekend. He's been relegated to the bullpen. So he, along with Guillermo Moscoso, will be one of the long men. Jim Wright, who's the bullpen coach, will get the reliever up and running as John Mayberry leads it off. Mayberry takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, when you talk to John, there is no rhyme or reason why he ends up taking some of those fastballs, which sometimes, or in most cases, it's the best pitch that he's getting in that sequence. Oh, they're a little bit inside.
Matt Reynolds, who pitched last night, is the first one up for the Rockies. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. I guess guys are creatures of habit. I'm sure there were some habits that you had. You know, that some guys would say, hey, why don't you do it a little differently? But I guess guys are creatures of habit.
Well, they are, but the fact is, though, unless it's good, they can't be getting you out the same single way all the time.
Well, Larry tied him up. It's 2-2.
And so far, that best pitch is the first pitch that was almost right down the middle. Now, you've already seen him. You've seen the movement on him, so it's time to really start to move that ball. You know, you're right, though, creature of habit where you're going to go up, take a pitch, and you've had some success, but last night, he ended up hitting that ball and bailing and hitting this one.
Well, he'll get at least 2 out of it, and he'll stop at second. So a leadoff double. Michael Martinez is due up. Murph, you talked to John Mayberry about the success he's had recently. What does he tell you about how well things have been going?
Yeah, you know, we were sitting here before the game, and I just said to him, you seem like you're pretty dialed in right now. And he laughed, and he said, yeah, I'm feeling good, and now it's a matter of keeping it going. And, you know, I said, can you explain why? He said, well, when you're getting hits, then you become a little more confident, and then the game slows down. You're able to relax a little bit and get more hits. So it's almost like a chicken and an egg kind of thing. But he's starting to see the ball better, and he feels much more relaxed at the plate, he said. And it's working for him. And, you know, Sarge, you can speak to this, obviously. I would imagine when you're relaxed at the plate, then it's a lot easier to hit a baseball. Yeah, when you're relaxed and then you're getting hits. The position, though, for me, Murph, a lot of times when you see him hit against left-handed pitchers, he really looks relaxed, kind of knows what he's doing. Right-handed pitchers seem to give him a little problem at times. And keep in mind, the job was given to him. He actually lost his job by not hitting. So he's trying to get that back, but good for him if he's feeling a lot better there at the plate. We'll know because we'll be able to see results on whether or not he's getting hits or not. Yeah, Sergeant, and that's an interesting point because he talked about getting the start tonight against a right-handed pitcher. And, you know, he's been hot, but Charlie's showing some confidence in him to get him back up to the plate because, you know, in most instances we see Ty Wigginton tonight, but he wants to keep him in there, keep him in the lineup, and, well, base hit, a double, it's paying results tonight.
Sure is.
Well, his average is up to 246, so he's on second. Martinez is ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. And by the way, the Rockies have put a right-hander up 2 in the pen. Josh Renicky is starting to throw next to Matt Reynolds.
Still want to be aggressive here for Martinez, especially with the pitcher coming up. Not necessarily just giving up yourself for an out on that right side.
Fouls that off his foot. And it's 2-2. That's a good point, Sarge, because a lot of times you think, all right, nobody out, runner at second, get him over to third, but you have a pitcher on deck who's not the Phillies' best hitting pitcher. And I don't want to say that it's an out, but if he does make it out, then that's 2 outs with the runner at third.
Yeah, his mindset though has to be
right side.
I'm trying to, exactly, but I'm going for it. I want to be aggressive to be able to drive the ball, not just give yourself up. And at times you'll do that with a runner on second base. Not in the 8th hole though.
Nubs it foul, just staying alive. Michael Martinez is providing us with our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Boy, this ball here right down the middle, and he knew it was gone when he hit that ball. Line drive, that's what you like to see, especially those 3-run homers. That's a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Let's see him get another one here. 2-2 the count. Ground ball right side. So he'll be retired. As we said, he was trying to get a hit by pulling it to the right side, but he does at least get Mayberry over to third. So now with 1 out, let's see what Joe Blanton's able to do here.
Well, certain situation he's able to throw strikes and wait. Don't know whether or not he put on a squeeze, which is always a possibility, even though Charlie doesn't squeeze very much. Infield in is going to be difficult for John to score from third base, even on contact. Wow.
Sarge, you like to say he's a little tardy on that one.
A little tardy on that one.
0-1 the count.
We've seen Joe. I mean, he's hit home runs and so on before. This is a situation if he could maybe choke up a little bit and just try and get it out there somewhere. No, he's probably not want to take a chance too, especially with J-Roll coming up. He's been seeing the ball pretty good. Just don't want to run into an out there, especially once you get to third base.
Outside, 2-1 the count to Blanton. .73 pitches for White. If he loses Blanton here, then I guess Jim Tracy will go to the pen.
I can't see how Jim Tracy is actually liking 75 pitches. Kind of limits him too with that bullpen.
Well, he said it was his idea. He said he was given the latitude to come up with something non-conventional.
And he came up with that?
I guess.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. Oh, no.
Tom Runnels is bench coach next to him.
I mean, there are times you want that starter to go 9 to rest your bullpen. This way, they never get a chance to have that done.
Ground ball softly hit toward the mound. 1-3 on the putout. So now it's left up to Rollins. What's he going to do? 75 pitches, and here he comes. Wow. He's true to his word. He's exactly at 75. I don't know. I kind of thought he might let him get the last batter.
So, and the other thing you're going to do, you're going to discourage a lot of your pitchers. And I can tell you this from being a player and being limited for White, not being able to pitch and get out of that, you're going to have guys not wanting to go there to play. I can guarantee you that, because they're going to want to go out and pitch. If you're throwing a no-hitter and so on, you're going to want to continue to do that.
Well, Matt Reynolds is coming in. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen in the 4th inning. 2 outs and a runner over at third. 27th and the 28th. But the 25th and 26th, you hear that, Sarge?
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Got it.
Brought to you by Xfinity. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Tell you what, they do a lot of great things here at the ballpark. The fireworks shows have been spectacular even before when they were at the Vet. Well, Alex White is done after 3 2/3. Yesterday, he didn't really comment after the meeting with Jim Tracy about the 75 pitch rule that's been implemented for the starters. You can just tell by the body language of White. I don't want to put words in his mind, but I can't imagine he's happy about this.
No athlete would be happy about that.
Rollins loops it to right. Kadire long run, and he's not going to get there. A run will score. Rollins gets to second. We're tied up at 5. So that'll be a double for Jimmy Rollins and his 20th RBI of the year. See, the sheer competitor of his starting pitchers thinking, let me try to get out of the inning.
Yeah. It's they're going to have some problems with it. Not a really great swing, but effective exactly where it landed. No one able to actually get to that ball. J-Ro running to second base, but that started right from home plate for him to get there, and he gets an RBI.
Pierre tripled his first time up, flying out to right his last time. Rollins on third, or on second, excuse me. And Pierre takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1.
J-Ro talked about how he has fresh legs now. Yeah, I was sitting down and talking with him, and I asked him, I mean, who let the dogs out? The way that he was actually running around the bases and having a good time. And he said, hey, I got my legs underneath me.
Can he say when it started? When he started feeling it? Was it the last couple of days?
Said he's been feeling good for about the last 3 or 4 days. But I said, this is the way that you used to play that MVP year where you were doing that on a nightly basis as far as in running out balls and legs feeling good. Said he feels the same way he did when he used to run track. He ran that third leg, and that was interesting too, because you got to maintain the lead on that third leg or increase it. Don't want to give anything up. I didn't know it was really that fast to be on a track team, but no, apparently the way he's been moving the last couple of nights there. And especially last night's game, the score from first base.
Well, I thought that was, and Juan Samuel talked about that today. I thought that was a clear indication he was moving well. And I said to Sammy, I said he was getting to third base pretty quick. He said he was moving. He was putting himself in position for me to make a decision.
And that's what the third base coach, Samuel, wants to do. You got to give him that effort and keep going as if you're going to score. He's reading the play, and if you can't, he's going to hold you up.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Pierre. Curveball rolled to second. Nelson took his time. It didn't cost him, but Pierre was hustling up the line. The Phillies tie it up on an RBI double by Jimmy Rollins. So Alex White's night is done. Into the bullpen for the Rockies. The latest news on all your Philly teams. Get Philly Sports when you're on the go, right at the palm of your hand. Download the free CSN Sports app today. See, Sarge, that's the next thing you have to do is download the CSN Sports app. Then you're going to really be in tune with what's going on in the sports world.
I will show it to you. I already have, Tom.
Have you really?
That's right.
I don't even know who you are.
Well, let me tell you. You get beat up a little bit on some of the different apps and so on. You learn real quick, okay?
One ball, one strike to count to Tyler Colvin. Murph and I were in the office today. He was sitting down doing some work, and I walked in, and the TV was on, but the game we were watching was over. But there was still some noise as Jeremy Guthrie's warming up. Still some noise coming from your area of the room. Colvin hits one in the air to center. Playable for Victorino. He's under it. And there's one away. Anyway, your iPad had been put down, but I could still hear you were watching another ball game. It's quiet in the room except for, but you weren't there. You were watching the game, but you weren't there.
Yeah, well, I put it on, and I'm wandering around as I'm talking with different people and so on, and getting different tidbits for the game. So, yeah, I guess I did have that on. And do you remember which game it was?
It was Arizona.
That was an early game. That's right.
Seattle. Yeah.
Well, just doing a little homework.
I just think about where you were a year ago, Sarge, when it comes to all this technology. And where you are now. And like, even Wheels got into the mix today. What did he say to you today?
Like the Stone Ages or something like that?
Because you made that comment that you were going to the App Store a few weeks ago, which L.A. and Scott have not let die.
No, it has grown legs.
Right, and Wheels today said, where were you going to go?
Google store.
Oh, that's Google store, yeah.
Right. Well, first thing to go is the mine, and I keep telling him that. But, got to kind of keep it light around here, too, and hopefully by doing that, we'll start winning some series.
All right, so it's good that you're in tune with that youngster right there. He has the CSN Sports app. You have it.
Yep.
Everybody has it. See, he's looking. He says, is this how you do it? She has it. Everybody has it. Everybody's following Jim Salisbury.
Oh, and by the way.
Yeah.
Words with friends?
Yeah.
Are you good at that?
I am mediocre at best, at least at this point. I've run into some folks. I've run into some folks that are more powerful than I when it comes to that. There's a fly ball to left center field. Pierre is there. It slices back, thankfully, to make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Joe Blanton. He's retired 5 in a row. I'll play you with words with friends, Sarge. If you're sitting at your computer right now, go to Phillies.com and vote up to 25 times for your favorite Philly player, including Carlos Ruiz. Help send Chooch to this year's All-Star game in Kansas City. It would be his first, and it certainly is a deserving vote. Again, go up to 25 times at Phillies.com. You can vote anytime. Vote here at the ballpark. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Carlos will bat second in this inning. Well, there it is. It just seemed like the other day that Sarge was new to the information superhighway.
He waved me off there, too, when I was asking him.
You were helping him at that point, weren't you?
Well, actually, I was asking him about getting on iScore because I had paid for it.
Right.
But it was the wrong year.
2012, Sarge.
I know.
You paid for 2011 or 13?
Well, I paid for it, but he put it in it. So I guess you can say, yes, I did.
Here's Jeremy Guthrie. He'll take over for the Rockies out of the rotation and into the bullpen. Hunter Pence swings at the first pitch and fouls it. Pence is 0 for 2 with an RBI on a ground out. Guthrie 3-6 with a 7.02 ERA as a starter. Was told yesterday that he was going to the bullpen. His comments about that trip were classy and together. I am not one to sugarcoat things. I've been bad. This is an opportunity to help the team, and I am going to try to take advantage of it to the best of my ability. A lot of veterans could have said, I'm not happy, I want to be traded, I don't want any part of this. But he's dealt with it very well.
Well, the other thing is, you're going to be able to pitch since they're only going 75 innings. So it's a good chance then that you're going to be in that ball game just about every day. Just wondering what they're going to do once they tax that bullpen. Everybody's tired. Who are they going to go to?
Pierre out in front. That'll be out of play. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex White still sitting in the dugout. Friedrich will start tomorrow. Or excuse me, will start on Friday for the Rockies against the Rangers, sitting there talking to him. Another one of the young pitchers. Off the foot of Pence. And it remains 2-2. Well, while you have a moment, we'll update you on Chase Utley. Clearwater and Dunedin are tied at 2 in the 5th, but Chase 1 for 2 so far with a 2-run home run, and he is playing second base. That game being played at Bright House Field. Chase is getting ever so close to returning to the Phils. Swing and a miss. 1 out.
It's a tough pitch for him to hit because he does come off the ball, and that's a slider. Breaking down and away, and that's after that fastball. This is just a good pitch there. It's going to get most right-handed hitters, and especially when you see his foot as it goes toward the third base bag. He can maybe foul it off if his body's in a little better position. But again, this is the way he's been hit. This is the way he hits.
Carlos on the hands, loops that one towards center, but Nelson tracks it down for the second out. 2 quick outs for Guthrie here in the 5th. And here comes Victorino. There have been a lot of rumors too about Jeremy Guthrie. The latest one was that he was going to be traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. The Rockies got Guthrie this past offseason in a 3-player deal. They sent Jason Hamill and Matt Lindstrom to the Orioles, and right now the Orioles have gotten the better of that deal, even though Lindstrom's been on the DL.
Maybe a lot the stadium where he pitches. And Colorado might have something to do with it. Stadium can be intimidating to pitchers, especially if you're making good pitches and getting bad results.
ball, 1 strike the count. Victorino did not think that was a strike. What'd you think, Sarge?
Let's see what he's talking about. It was a breaking ball. It's got to be going on sound on that pitch here. That's a ball. You know, and I say that because of the way that he actually catches it and then tries to bring the ball back. Got a little wake-up call, and I think every now and then all hitters need that. Kind of wake you up a little bit. You've been a little bit complacent. Victorino needs to get the foot down and swing the bat with some authority.
He was saying the other day he feels like he's got it down from the right side. He just hasn't been able to connect from the left side.
Well, he knows what he's doing, and he knows that to be successful and to see the ball with that kick, you've got to be able to get the ball, your foot down, so you can see the ball.
There's the kick up, down, and he hits it to right field. Dyer over toward the corner puts it away, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth inning for Jeremy Guthrie. So the Phillies go down in order. We're through 5 here at Citizens Bank Park. Joe Blanton goes back to work at a tie ball game. Is doing it like only he knows how. One of baseball's all-time most liked players is liking the way his bat is hitting the ball again. Jim has found his swing since returning from the DL, while the Phillies have found a need for his consistent production. Tommy's power ranks among the best who have ever played the game. It's still plenty active, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, we'll see if Jim Thome is put in as a pinch hitter at some point in the next couple of innings. Michael Dyer leads off the 6th inning. That's a good pitch from Blanton. He jammed him. And Victorino and Pence are there, and it's Pence who makes the catch as it goes right on by Victorino. I think it's safe to say either one of them could have gotten it, sir.
Yeah, that would have been trouble, however, if they collide. You know, when you're out there, sometimes you got to use those hand signs because you can't hear each other. And a lot of times you'll say, I got it, I got it. And that's kind of lucky, too, that he was able to pick that ball with Victorino running right in front of him.
Helton takes a strike. Helton's 0 for 2. He's flying out to center. He's grounded out to first. Down the left field line, Pierre, a long run. He's there, and he makes the catch.
Got there pretty quick, almost overran the ball. Ball stayed up in the air a long time. That's a good play, though, to get that out. More importantly to Joe, throwing the balls in good spots. Take a look how far he actually comes. That's what that speed will do for you. See how he reaches back a little bit? Using 2 hands, by the way.
I thought it would slice a little bit more. It didn't slice as much as I thought.
A little bit higher. Ball's a little lower. It slice a lot more toward the line.
Distribution of outs for Blanton. Here's the first pitch to Pacheco, and it's taken low. 1-0. 5-5 game. This is a relatively easy inning for Joe Blanton as long as Polanco can make this catch. 73 pitches through 6 innings for Blanton. He's retired the side order the last 2 innings, 8 in a row set down by Joe. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. Phillies and Rockies tied at 5. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Polanco, Mayberry, and Martinez. Sarge, I want to revisit what you were talking about with Shane last inning when we talked about the leg kick. Up, down.
Okay, down, that's where he has a better swing. That swing is a little bit long there. Once he gets that foot down, now his hands got to really stay back. When you're loading, you got to come up in a loading position. Your foot is down, and when you're hitting in a V position just like this. There are times when he swings, he's not getting his foot down, and he's swinging at the same time. He knows that, trying to correct that, and it's difficult after you've been in such a habit for a long time. The right side, he doesn't do that, and you can tell because of the way he's hitting the ball. He stays through it. Ball has a lot more carry on it when he hits it.
Scudero gets to it, but then drops it, so it'll be a base hit for Polanco. Or make it an error for Scudero. 7th error of the year for Scudero. Excuse me, Sarge.
When you talk to any of the hitting coaches, they'll tell you the leg kick is the most difficult. And why? Because it'll keep you off balance. And unless you keep your balance, it's very difficult to be consistent and get hits on this particular level.
All right. See, I always we see a lot of guys in this generation of players with that kick.
Yep.
Matt Holliday's one. Obviously, Shane is another one. Polanco just had a very slight. His was up down real quick.
Right.
You wouldn't teach it to a younger player?
Well, I wouldn't, but the thing is, if he's comfortable, I want to work toward his strengths.
Okay.
So if he's comfortable, he's getting his foot down, yes, that's okay to be able to do that.
Right, and Shane has obviously been comfortable. And he's been one of the best center fielders.
He's been comfortable, and at times a little bit too long with his swing, especially on the balls that are inside. You want to be a little bit quicker to the ball.
Mayberry lays off 1-1.
Not good balance right there for Mayberry. You know, when you take a pitch, you want to take a pitch as if you're going to hit it. So therefore, when you're hitting a pitch, you're not off balance. So when you take a pitch, you shouldn't be off balance. You know, you anticipate it, a strike, until it isn't.
We jammed him a little bit on that pitch, so it's 1-2.
You know, and he is starting to feel better. You can tell with his swings, not feeling for the ball. See what he gets right now, which will probably be either that fastball in again or the slider, which will be down and away. And there are times, too, with Mayberry that he runs out of bat.
And a called strike 3.
Well,
down
worse.
looking for the first out. Michael Schwarber's warming here in the 6th inning. The Phillies might think about using Thome against the right-hander Jeremy Guthrie, although Blanton's coming out of the on-deck circle. And now the Rockies get a left-hander up in the pen. It's Rex Brothers. They just now got the lefty up.
Well, that probably would have been, I'm sure, for Thome if he was going to hit, especially with a runner in scoring position.
Michael Martinez hit a home run earlier in the ball game, and for that home run and each one hit by the Phils, one tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees, a partnership between the Phils, PHS, and Aramark. Home Runs for Trees is part of Plant 1 Million. For more information, visit Phillies.com/red goes green. They're going to say that ball was caught and Scudero dropped it in the exchange. Brian Honora, the second base umpire, couldn't see it, so the third base umpire, Tom Hallion, made the call.
Well, it wasn't hit that hard off the end of the bat, just a little bit. It appeared he did have control of the ball there. You can see how he catches it. He does have it, and it's just in the transfer where he's trying to throw the ball around that he dropped it.
There's a little different rule in the outfield on a fly ball. I mean, you have to make a clean exchange from glove to hands in order for it to be ruled a catch. Here's Jim Thome was getting himself ready just in case the Phillies needed him to pinch hit. Oh, and 1 the count to Blanton.
Well, let's face it, Big Joe Blanton looked pretty good last half of that inning, and pitching, jamming the hitters. Well, those are the decisions for the managers that become a little tough. Whether or not you should take them out now after 6 innings, strong innings, let him leave on a good note. If you take a look at Charlie there. Clubhouse manager Frank Copenhagen.
I think Charlie's comfortable that Joe is comfortable on the mound right now.
Yep.
And with Polanco over at first and not in scoring position like you had mentioned,
yep,
he'd wait to use Thome. I think he wants to use Thome, though, sometime in the next day or two, just to kind of capitalize on what he did during interleague play, make sure he's fresh.
Magical. Well, be able to come back and hit the ball the way that you feel that you should. It's a lot of home runs he's hit in his career.
Sounded like a broken bat. Helton makes a diving play, and Guthrie's there to cover. 3-1 on the putout. Phillies leave one over at first. So Todd Helton figured out, I'll wait for my pitcher to cover. I got plenty of time. We go to the 7th in a 5-5 game.
Well, this one settled down a little bit. It looked like it was going to be a real slugfest. Now it's 5-5. Some scoreless innings there. The 5th and the 6th as we go to the 7th inning. Willeen Rosario has a 3-run home run tonight. Michael Kadire, Chris Nelson have solo homers. And Michael Martinez, 3-run home run for the Phillies, his first of the year. Joe Blanton, last couple innings, has pitched really well, settled down, and gotten them out fast.
Yeah, 5-pitch inning in the 6th. Now he'll begin the 7th. He has Bastardo warming in the background. And he'll face the bottom third, Nelson, Rosario, and the pitcher spot. The reason Bastardo's up is because of Jason Giambi. The same reason why Brothers was up for Jim Thome. In case Charlie Manuel wanted to pinch hit, Brothers would come in to face Thome. And I guess if Giambi pinch hits here, Charlie Manuel will have a decision to make whether he goes to get Bastardo. First Nelson, though, who homered his last time up. He's 2 for 2. A line drive caught by Jimmy Rollins high in the air, and he got every bit of it. One away here in the 7th.
Well, he did a great job of timing his leap there, too. Jimmy only has so many ups, so much in his ups, and he has to time it perfectly here. And then I don't know that he can go any higher than this. That's just an outstanding play. Yeah, really high. And it's all because of the timing. See, he's at the apex right there of his leap when he catches. If he starts a little early, a little late, can't get there.
That's a great job. What away now for Rosario.
That's just one of those athletic plays you do not teach.
You don't think Gigi taught him that?
I don't think Bo even taught him that.
Rosario's 3-run home run back in the 2nd gave the Rockies the lead the first time. And they led it again in the top of the 4th.
So he just got a breaking ball there, something off speed away from him, because he's shown he wants to hit some fastballs. He is very aggressive.
0-2 the count. And a call, strike 3. Got another breaking pitch, got him looking. Good job by Joe. He really has settled in. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were to see the prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Gutfield hit now with 2 outs and nobody on base. He's well stretched out as a starter. Yeah, a pitcher who has just been hammered this year relentlessly, and that's why they're going to use him as a kind of a middle guy for some innings. Well, this is one of those pitchers. Joe Blanton knows what it's like to hit when you're a pitcher. He's so far off the plate he can't reach anything away. Look where Carlos just set up. Just get it out there, and he just can't reach it.
Yeah, that one came back just a little bit.
They made a mistake there.
So he had a major league scoreboard. The Mets are shutting out the Orioles again.
Amazing.
Baltimore's going to think, I got to get out of New York. And a curveball called strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Blanton. He's retired 11 in a row. He's done a heck of a job settling in since the 4th inning. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank. answer. All right, Wheels, here we go. Which current Philly holds the Rockies' record for most singles in a season with 163?
Juan Pierre.
You're not even going to let a little drama build at all?
That was
too hot for drama? Is that what it is?
He gave the fans a layup tonight.
Well, I think the fans probably do pretty well with these.
I hope so. Yeah.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge. Stump the fans.
I know. I'm happy to hit about 250. 1 out of 4.
Juan Pierre started his career with the Marlins, then ventured over to Colorado. Right? That's how it went.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Or was the other way around?
Wait a minute.
It was the other way around.
It was the other way around.
Yeah.
And then to the Dodgers.
And then the White Sox.
Right.
Here's Rollins to lead it off against Guthrie. It was a pretty good breaking pitch. Florida, then the Cubs, then the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rollins. That one's lined toward right. Kadire started in and still was able to recover. And he makes the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll bring Juan Pierre to the plate. Pretty good play during the top of the 7th inning by Jimmy Rollins. And I would think Joe Blanton was pretty appreciative of these ups by Jimmy.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. As we're watching the catch one more time, when the guys got back into the dugout, Joe waited for him. He said, "That's what I'm talking about." He said, "You got up, then you hung there, and then you got up a little bit more." He said, "You know what I'm talking about. That was a great catch." Good conversation between those guys.
It was a great catch. Pierre takes a pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Brian Schneider and Joe Blanton chatting there. There is bullpen action again for the Phils. Bastardo's up.
Pitch count's under control. If they would have sent him out another inning, he certainly has been mowing them down.
Pitch count right now, Wheels 83.
Yeah, that's very manageable. 7 innings.
These last 3 innings that he's really been able to settle it down.
Yeah, and they've been swinging earlier on. They've been getting a lot of early outs.
2-1 the count to Pierre, who's 1 for 3. Tripled in the first. Flied to right, grounded out to second. Over to second base. To his left is Nelson. And there were 2 away. Guthrie has allowed just 1 base runner, no hits, through 2 2/3.
And that certainly doesn't match up to his stats.
Or the starter stats as a whole. The starters for the Rockies, a 6.31 earned run average coming into this ballgame. Their overall team ERA, 5.38, is the worst in the National League.
You're going to score a lot of runs to win games when the team ERA gets up like that, especially the starters. Not the team ERA, but as you said, the starters.
Won the count to Hunter Pence. 0 for 3 RBI. Ground ball foul, 0-2. They did last night, and he swung through that high fastball. He lays off here, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That.
Just somehow got Jared Fairchild. Didn't hit anything.
He just missed it. We're talking about how good he's been all night blocking balls in the dirt. You could hear it hit his chest protector, it sounded like. Boy, that's got to stun him.
Scott Sheridan, the Phillies athletic trainer, came out quickly. Tom Hallion came down the third base line.
Or maybe it hit him in the mask.
Well, it didn't hit anything before. Here it comes.
No, he just misses this.
Fastball. He was late to get the glove. Oh, man, was he late to get the glove. Hit him right in the mask.
Did Rosario get a little bit of
Nope.
leather on it?
He got nothing on it.
Wow.
That's a big man, too, in Chad Fairchild.
When the umpires really depend, on the catcher protecting them back there. Oh.
I think Rosario was crossed up because he was not even close to making a play on that.
Well, I know how you get crossed up when there's
Oh,
nobody on second, but hey, but it happens. Whitey would say those are pitchers out there. Anything can happen. Boy, that'll stun you.
Umpires wear the same mask that catchers do. A lot of umpires, not a lot, but there are a handful of umpires that wear the hockey style masks. Now, Tom Hallion just asked if Chad Fairchild wants to switch up, which would mean I don't know which one would come back behind home plate. I guess it would be Brian Honora because Alfonso Marquez will be the home plate umpire tomorrow. In today's Astros game, Chris Snyder, the catcher for Houston, got hit with a foul ball and it broke his mask. And I think they're looking at his mask right now to see if he needs to replace it.
Yeah, and he's looking at his jaw right now because that was like an uppercut he took.
He just said, "I'm good."
And he was probably seeing stars there for a couple minutes. Hot night, working back there behind home plate, and the guy misses one, hits you right in the chops.
Tom Hallion looks like he's a little upset with Rosario, saying, "What happened?" I don't think I've ever seen that, Wills.
Rosario, every once in a while you'll see a catcher miss a pitch, and the umpire, you got to catch that ball.
Wow.
Yeah, got to catch that ball. Wow. And it's not like Rosario tried to miss it, but man.
He just said he was sorry. Jeremy Guthrie just said he was sorry. I think he called a different pitch, and Guthrie threw a fastball.
He could have crossed him up, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this before, Wills, where an umpire essentially is scolding the catcher for not making the play. Seriously.
No, they'll discuss it, Or
Jim Tracy's coming out right now just to check it out.
He wants to find out what's going on right now. What he's saying to my player right now.
Okay, something about a fastball. Said he called a curveball or he called something else and he threw a fastball.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I mean, he crossed him up, but that's what I'm saying is how can you cross a guy up when there's nobody at, 1, 2, 3 normally.
Here we go. Let's listen. Oh, man. That gives you a heck of a sense.
For what it's like down there, you really get no feel until you see something like that. Man.
I thought that was interesting, though, that Tom Hallion said that to Rosario. Yeah. I guess he wanted to make sure. Listen, you didn't do that on purpose, did you?
Well, when we were in there earlier, I'm making such a point about how good he is blocking balls in the dirt and a tremendous catcher back there. So it just seems strange that he missed one.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Hunter Pence. That's a fastball line towards center, caught by Nelson, the second baseman. And the side is retired. Phillies go down in order. Chad Fairchild looks like he is able to continue. We'll continue to the 8th inning in a 5-5 ball game here at Citizens Bank Park. any size soft drink or sweet tea is just $1. Buy Nissan's National 10 event for a limited time. Get bonus cash on Altima and Rogue. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer. And buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Black tie. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. We have some changes for the Phillies as we move to the top of the 8th inning. John Mayberry has moved to left field from first base. And Ty Wigginton will take over at first. Antonio Bastardo will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. Bastardo in his 27th game, 2-1 with a 2.53 earned run average. We'll see if Wigginton bats ninth the way they have it aligned now. Because Juan Pierre obviously is the number 2 hitter in the order. And Carlos Ruiz, who's due up fourth, will start the bottom of the 8th.
The pitcher spot's so far away that it looks like they're going to bat him straight up because they're not going to worry about Bastardo having to hit or worrying about the pitcher spot because they would pinch hit there anyway since it's, 6 spots away?
Yeah. I hadn't heard whether they had said anything yet. So.
No. Well, they haven't.
Dexter Fowler will pinch hit for the Rockies. He'll pinch hit for Tyler Colvin. I think Tom Hallion just said something to Carlos Ruiz, then said something to the Rockies. Fowler takes a strike. It's 0-1. .260 hitter with 8 home runs, 30 runs batted in.
He could run. He's a guy who gets on base could be a problem. But I guess getting on base has been a problem for him.
Yeah, he's 1 for 13 on this road trip. He was 0 for 1 in last night's ball game. Wanted 1 the count to him. And it's 2-1. Rockies have Matt Belisle warming up in the pen. That one's on the hands, a foul ball. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, the job Guthrie did, they got them to the point where they can use their guys that are normal late inning guys like Guthrie and Betancourt. I mean, Belisle and Betancourt.
Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. 2-2 the count to Fowler to lead off the 8th. Awkward swings on the last 3 pitches from Bastardo.
Really late.
Bastardo missed a few games because he had a black eye and a really nasty cut over his eye. A little upset with himself on the road trip on an outing that he had.
He lost that battle in the weight room.
3-2, yep. Slammed a piece of PVC piping down. And it hit him right in that eye right there, right in his left eye.
You know, it really causes some problems. So you got to throw this down the middle and take your chance. You don't want to walk this guy.
Checked his swing. They appeal. No swing. So Fowler's aboard with a leadoff walk here in the 8th.
3-2 breaking ball.
And that'll bring Scudero to the plate. Atlanta Braves will come to Philadelphia for the first time on Friday, July 6th to start a 3-game series. 2 night games and a day game Sunday the 8th at 1:35. Make your plans for summer right now. Phil's and the Atlanta Braves. Hotly contested rivalry over the last few years. Scudero is flied out to right, grounded out to short, popped out to second. Fowler takes his lead off first. First pitch outside, 1-0.
No sign of a bunt there either. I thought, well, maybe they try to bunt him over, but then you've got left coming up in Gonzalez. You've got right-handed, and then you got left again. So, you know, you can see if they bunt here, they could see that Bastardo could potentially pick his way through the lineup here with matchups. So they're, right now at least, looks like they're swinging away. Nope.
Shows bunt, takes it back. It's 2-0. Fowler has stolen 6 bases, has been caught once. Rich Dower, third base coach, laying down the signs.
Fowler's hit 209 right-handed. They throw him a 3-2 slider. That just, you know, everybody has a reason for what they do, but that just seems strange that, you know, that knocked the bat out of his hand.
Now he just needs to throw a strike to Scudero.
Oh, heck of a play by Wigginton. Wasn't really committed to making that throw over there, and you see what he did when he let up on it, almost threw it away.
In the air to left field. Mayberry on the run over toward the line. Does he have room? He does, and he hits the padding and drops the ball. It's a foul ball. Hope he's okay. He's holding that, squeezing that right hand, left hand, excuse me. Yeah, just hit the top of the padding.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to judge in that area.
Fowler was headed back to first base then when Bastardo threw that pitch.
Scudero bunts in the air. Carlos didn't see it right away. Not that it mattered because he hit off the net. And it's 2-2.
And once again, he was headed back to first, so not comfortable trying to steal. At least, but they had a bunt play on anyway.
Ty Wigginton, who was part of the Rockies last year, talking with Dexter Fowler over there at first. Two and two the count. That ball is jerked foul deep down the left field line. Well, he guessed right when he was out in front.
Well, Fowler's not comfortable as far as stealing a bag right now. At least he isn't to this point, because that time again he was headed back to first base when the pitch was thrown. There, see how many double play balls he's thrown in 14 opportunities. 2. Well, they committed in on him. Fowler headed back again.
And he's cheating too.
Well, you get to a point right now when you're throwing in, the guy's looking in there, you might think about trying to go away. But Bastardo does not have very good command of anything tonight. And if you miss, then you're 3-2 and they'll start the runner.
See Fowler's career numbers. We mentioned 6 steals this year. To right field, off the end of the bat. Pence will give it a peek, but it slices out of play.
He tried a slider there. Look, maybe to try to backdoor him after all that stuff inside.
7 pitch at bat.
Big hole on the left side because they're going to guard the line at third. That's where he's pulling the ball right now.
Hold it again. Caught by Polanco. Hurries the throw. Not in time. So 1 out and a runner at first.
I'm not saying he wouldn't have caught that, but it's a good thing he was guarding the line. See where Polanco is. That thing is hooking. He may have caught it if he were in normal position, but it was a lot easier where he was.
So another left-hander now with Carlos Gonzalez, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Gonzalez singled his first time up.
Get him off the line now, of course, at third with a left-handed hitter up.
Phillies set up for 2 up the middle. A check swing, a pitch inside, 1-0. He's the kind of guy that is good against lefties or righties. You can see just by those numbers right there.
He's just a good hitter.
Ball, 1 strike to count.
Todd Helton on the other hand, 194 off left-handers this year, and he used to be another guy that splits really didn't matter that much when he was in his prime.
Phillies have Chad Qualls throwing in the pen. If you have Kadire, then Helton after that. Line drive, base hit to right field. Fowler will go to third. Pence cuts it off, and it'll be first and third with 1 out. Now I guess you have to bring Qualls in because the right-hander Kadire is up. They'll make a decision. Nope, Rich Doobie's going to come out and just talk to Bastardo. I mean, you do have the lefty Helton who's up after Kadire.
Well, I know what you're saying, and I thought they might do that too and bring in Qualls and hope they get a double play. But they're going to pitch to Kadire, it would appear.
Kadire tonight has homered. He's grounded out. He's also flied to right.
The hanging slider. And Gonzalez, he doesn't give much ground. That guy's just really solid. It's hard to believe Oakland moved him.
Well, Rich Doobie's going to finish up this conversation. Chad Fairchild walking out just to break it up. There's a big spot here with 1 out and runners on first and third. Phils and the Rockies tied at 5. The Phils want to build on the momentum of last night's ball game. And these last couple of innings are going to be big.
Well, right now, Bastardo really does not have command of any pitch. And he really needs to make a pitch now to hopefully get to Helton with 2 outs and the runners still where they are.
A slider for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Probably part of what Rich Doobie talked about there was this guy's been swinging first ball all night, so they went breaking ball on him instead of giving him with fastball on the first pitch. And Kadire, I don't know whether he saw it right away, but he took it. He is an early pitch swinger.
That's not a bad spot with a fastball. It just missed 1-1. Juan Samuel, Charlie Manuel chatting in the dugout. Kadire really did have some good years with the Minnesota Twins. Went over 100 RBIs once. It's that foul, and it's 1-2. He's on pace, as we mentioned, for another 100 RBI year this year. Last year he had 20 home runs, 70 runs batted in.
Well, here's where we try. I don't know. We'll see what they do. You might try to just throw that breaking ball down in the dirt and see if he'll chase and go for. They want to go for a strikeout here.
1-2 pitch. Goes for the strikeout, and he gets it. And Kadire's out number 2. That was a heck of a pitch.
Well, that was a good idea. You know, you would think when they're up a little bit to him early in the count, now down with 2 strikes with a breaking ball near the plate, and he may chase, and he does. See, the difference in that pitch and some of the ones we were talking about earlier is that has a chance to look like a strike to a hitter out of his hand. But by the time it gets there, obviously it isn't. But they don't have that long to decide.
No. Even though Bastardo doesn't throw as hard as he threw last year, he's still at 92, 93 with his fastball. Helton tonight is 0 for 3.
Now here's where you really have to bear down, concentrate, and get this out.
Fowler's dancing off third, and the first pitch up high, 1-0.
Helton is not the same guy off left-handed pitching that he used to be.
Back-to-back fastballs, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, this will be his last. Well, you would think so. Because you talk about bringing Qualls into the right-hander, but they do have a potent left-handed hitter on the bench if they wanted to hit for Pacheco. That's Giambi.
There's Jason Giambi walking around the dugout. 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0.
3 homers in the game here. Was that last year?
Last year.
Yeah. Hit 2 off Kyle Kendrick and 1 off Baez.
Runner goes from first, no matter. Trying to get the out here. 3-1 the count. The only thing that does is it keeps the force off at second. For Gonzalez, that's his 10th stolen base of the year.
That's a really good time to run because they guessed right that nobody's going to cover.
3-1 pitch. On the outside corner, 3-2. Well, the problem with that steal is now he could score with a base hit from Helton. 3-2 with 2 outs.
What do you think? Breaking ball again?
I would throw it.
Throwing him a lot of fastballs in this at bat. 3-2 breaking ball might work.
Here we go. Well, he threw another fastball at 94.
And he was late because, you know, Helton, he's not quick the way he used to be, but also in the back of his mind, he's thinking 3-2 slider, and he was able to protect and foul the fastball off.
Tied at 5-2 at scoring position. And the payoff pitch.
Another fastball
away again.
Yeah, he just keeps coming with fastballs at him. And Helton just protecting. That may have been ball 4.
I guess they probably think that Helton's still disciplined enough where he won't chase that slider.
Yeah. That would have been ball 4.
Popped him up. 93 on the gun. Placido Polanco down the line near foul territory, puts it away, and Bastardo works in and out of a jam here at the top of the 8th inning. He needed 31 pitches, but he got out of it. We go to the bottom of the 8th, all tied up at 5. relive history at a unique Phillies alumni luncheon in the Diamond Club Thursday, August 9th from 11:30 to 2:30 at the ballpark. Listen as Bill Giles, Tim McCarver, Ken Tekulve, Bobby Wine, and 2012 Wall of Fame inductee Mike Lieberthal and more share their Phillies stories. The event includes photos with the 80 and 08 World Series trophy. For more information, go to Phillies.com/alumni for information. Speaking of alumni, I think Real Cormier, Phillies alumni, will be inducted into the Canadian Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame, as Dexter Fowler takes over in center field for the Rockies. Matt Belisle's on the mound. Carlos Ruiz bunts and it hit him in the box. A foul ball.
I really don't think that they want Carlos Ruiz bunting here.
I would agree with you on that.
You know, he's in the 4-hole right now, and he's extra base hit guy. And here's, as Tom says, it hits him in the box. It bounces up, thankfully, and hit him while he was still in the box. I mean, to me, I want him to drive the ball somewhere.
I guess his thought is, let me try to get on.
Yeah, but he's hard to move around the bases, too. You know, that's why you get him to second. It's a little easier.
Oh, and to the count to Carlos. He's 0 for 2. He walked his second time up tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled it away.
Phillies will get Papelbon up now because you go to the 9th inning, they're either going to have the lead or tied. At home, bring the closer in. If he's rested, there he is.
Jim Thome waiting for a chance.
Carlos is 2 for 6 with a double lifetime off Belisle.
That was a long look in for Belisle, who we first saw in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. Been in the big leagues since 2003. The 0-2 pitch.
Talking last inning about maybe a slider to help, but it became more and more apparent they were beating him with fastballs.
Yeah.
So it looked like they just decided we don't think he's gonna get around on a fastball. Maybe he'll put one in play and we'll get him out, and he did.
You mentioned too, he's got a good eye. They probably figured once he got 3-2, he'd lay off the slider if it was out of the strike zone. Yeah. Most often it is.
And once you're beating a guy like that on the fastball, you don't even want to speed his bat up with something off speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Ruiz. Oh, it hit him. For the 11th time this year, he's been hit by a pitch.
They got a decision here. You know, Carlos, he runs fairly well, but can you bunt him over? Here's the pitch, first of all. Belisle was running this thing in on it. Oh, he hit him right on the elbow. That really had him hurt.
I think that's the spot he's been hit most.
Yeah, it seems like it. What do? Do you bunt him over here? Then you put it on Polanco and Mayberry, 2 right-handed hitters on Belisle. You try to let Victorino pull the ball through the hole.
Jim Thome has been talking to Mayberry for the last few minutes, you know, about, I would assume, Belisle and the kind of pitches he's throwing. Third baseman Pacheco's playing in on the grass. Helton's cheating a little bit too. Victorino shows bunt, takes it low, 1-0.
Helton's an excellent thrower at first base. You know, normally you say bunt the ball towards, you know, first base, and because but you want to bunt the ball towards third anyway, get him away, but keep it away from Helton in many ways because he's such a good thrower if you bunt it hard.
Outside, 2-0.
Good job by Shane not to jump at something how he strikes him. Now does he take it off? He's ahead in the count.
That's a good question because he figures he's going to get a fastball.
And maybe he can pull it in the hole and get it your first and third.
No, he's going to square. And he bunts it toward first. That should get Ruiz up. It does. Sacrifice is successful. A pretty good technique there by Shane.
Yeah, it's a good job by Shane. Normally you want that first baseman to do just what happened there. But Helton scares you a little bit because he throws so well. But Shane did a great job of deadening that. And Charlie Manuel decides to just stay with the bunt there. He got a breaking ball there, and you can see his eyes just follow it down. That actually is an easy pitch to bunt because it's going down anyway. Put the head on it like that, bat out front, it'll stay on the ground.
So a runner in scoring position. It's the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Placido Polanco, the hitter, and they're going to walk him intentionally to face Mayberry. Mayberry, who is 1 for 2 tonight with 2 runs scored, a double, has 3 hits and 6 at-bats in the series.
Polanco's 0 for 3 lifetime off this guy, off Belisle, and Mayberry's never hit off him.
They think a double play ball? Is that why?
They're either thinking that or they're thinking Polanco's the kind of guy that can dunk one out there and get a base hit and score the run. So, and they're going to take their chances. Yeah, as you say, Tom, on a double play ball. Is that left-hander ready? Yeah. In case Toby is asked to come out.
It'll be Mayberry. He'll walk to the plate. Bob Apodaca's coming out to the mound to talk. You're wondering about whether they could hit Tomey here for Mayberry. If anybody can play the outfield, the only guy they can have is Luna play left field off the bench because Pierre's out.
Right.
I guess Martinez could play too, and they could put Fontenot at second.
Right.
Tonight on Sportslight, the highlights of this ball game, plus reactions and analysis of Joe Blanton's outing against the Rockies. Plus an inside look on NFL players and alums learning what it takes to be a broadcaster. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night after the Phillies postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. One of my old partners, one of my partners in football, was part of that program. Ross Tucker out of Princeton University. Great guy, great broadcaster. He was part of that same program that we'll talk about tonight on Sports Night.
Do you think it helped him?
I think so. I mean, he's a smart guy anyway, and he's an excellent announcer, but I think it got to give him an idea of how to get ready to be an NFL announcer.
The pitch in the alley's pretty much on Mayberry. A little bit to pull and left. Juan Samuel trying to get Ruiz off second with a good lead.
First pitch is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Fowler's kind of deep in center. Gonzalez in left field is normal depth.
Above average on Gonzalez. Average on Fowler. Average on Kadire as far as they're throwing.
Chopper foul, 0-2 the count. Mayberry just trying to make some good contact. We drive in the go-ahead run. You know, he's reached base more than anybody else in the National League on errors this year. Contact's important.
That'll work. Well, I think that Tracy, as we talked about, is taking his chances here. He didn't want Polanco to beat him with a base hit somewhere, and they think they can get Mayberry out.
Dirt, 1-2 the count.
He's good back there, isn't he?
He is good. He moves well.
When he calls a breaker ball in the dirt, he knows he calls a breaker ball. He anticipates it in the dirt, except for the one that they missed on the cross-up, it looked like, and hit the umpire. But he is really quick back there behind the plate as Rosario, the way he shifts.
Time is called. Phillies have been in search of one of these wins in their final at bat, where they take the lead in their final at bat and then leave it for Papelbon to close it out. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, backhanded this time by Rosario. 2-2.
Yeah, they've had all these games that have gotten tied late on the road, and then they've been losing them.
Charlie said today, last night he could feel the energy in the ballpark. And even though it's been a warm day all day, I mean, you can still feel it, that the crowd of 43,000 plus. Hoping that last night was just an indication of things to come. 3-2 the count. He is dancing all over the place behind the plate.
Really good back there. I mean, that was another slider that buried into the ground, into the dirt, and was blocked. I don't know. I don't think you can run here. Would like to, but you worry more, I think, of a strikeout double play with John than a ground ball double play. But we'll see.
Brothers not being held on. They don't go, and the pitch swung out and missed. So 2 outs.
All those
fastball right on by him.
Yeah, all those breaking balls, and he threw a fastball right down the middle to him. He was late. See fastball grip right there and sunk a little bit.
Jim Thome's out on deck. It's a pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. Taking a peek over at Jim Tracy. They do have Brothers, the left-hander, warming up.
Well, he got somebody ready for him.
Martinez homered his first time up. It was a 3-run shot. Takes outside 1-0.
That's why somebody said, well, why don't you hit him right now? Because they're going to bring that left-hander in the pitch to him. Jim Wright, the bullpen coach.
Two 2-0. Wow. Well, they could find anything, Elias, right? Last time a batter hitting 8th for both teams hit a 3-run home run. It was back in 2006. Ramon Hernandez, who plays for the Rockies.
I think we said that earlier. It seemed kind of unusual.
Sal Fasano. Ground ball right side. Glove by Helton. Flips to Bilal covering. Side is retired. 3-1 on the putout. So the Phillies do threaten to take the lead. They do not score. We've played 8. So now we go to the 9th inning here in Philadelphia. Pacheco due to lead it off. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam on a warm night here in Philadelphia. It's going to be warm the whole week. Got to keep yourself cool. I would have put the hot dog case on your head on a hot day like this. Got to wet down the field. Grass gets burnt pretty easy this time of the year. Make sure you hydrate no matter where it is you are around the ballpark. And you might take an adult beverage or two just to cool you off as the night goes on. And I guess if we're talking heat, we might as well talk about the team that's up 3-1 in the NBA championship. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Lights. Jonathan Papelbon will take over here at the top of the 9th inning. He'll pick up for Antonio Bastardo in a tie game, 5-5. Scott Sheridan, the Phillies athletic trainer, has been out in between innings talking to Chad Fairchild, giving him a bottle of water, making sure he's okay after taking that ball off the mask during Hunter Pence's at bat in the 7th inning. And Tom Hallion also, obviously the crew chief, he's got to take care of his guys. That's a big fella, and just trying to make sure that he is he's still okay, that there's no cause for concern after getting hit straight in the mask with that fastball earlier. Jordan Pacheco lead it off. It's 1 for 3. Rafael Betancourt starting to throw in the pen for the Rockies. And Pacheco takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
He would be their guy if they get the lead.
Has 10 saves this year.
He's done a really good job. He came over from Cleveland a couple of years ago, and he's been very consistent for Colorado.
Ever since the Red Sox made him into a relief pitcher, there was always thought that he could be a closer. A lot of times when teams have put him in there, the Indians in particular, the Red Sox from time to time, he has struggled. This guy hasn't struggled, except for this year in non-save situations. His numbers are a little high. Has not allowed an earned run in save situations. 2-0 pitch. Foul ball, 2-1.
Well, I wish we could say it is a save situation, but they weren't able to get a run there in the 8th. But nobody has scored in this game since what? 5th inning? 4th inning.
It's a final. Wheels down to Washington. The Nationals have won. They defeated the Rays 3-2. Steven Strasburg, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings of work tonight. Over to third, and Polanco takes it before it gets to the short hop. 1 away.
Great point there, and that's why he's so good. Because you'll see some third basemen will panic on that one a little bit. They'll back up. Now then they're in deep trouble. But he read that hop perfectly and came. Watch him come and get it. Right here, he comes and gets the hop before it can play him, and now he has all kinds of time to throw the runner out. So he backed up just a little bit, and then he read the hop that he could go get it. That's why he's a Gold Glove third baseman.
Yep. Chris Nelson's 2 for 3. Polanco will be close to the line, a step behind the bag as Papelbon's ready to deal the first pitch. And it's in there for strike. 0-1. Talk about this being a non-save situation. I would think for a closer, this is still the adrenaline rush of a save because it's tied.
Right.
And his job is to give his team a chance to win it without allowing the other team to score a run. Make it easier for the team to win it in their half of the 9th, 10th, or even the 11th inning.
Especially when you're at home, too, like this, because, as you said, there's the adrenaline rush, plus he knows it's 1 inning. If you're on the road and you're trying to do something like this, you have to back off a little bit because you got to pitch 2 innings. And they know they have to pitch 2 innings. At least.
0-2 the count to Nelson.
And that has been debated ad what do you call it? Infinitum?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Swing and a miss. He got him with 94. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Charlie has acknowledged the debate of putting Papelbon in on the road in a tie ball game as he blows it right by Nelson. And he says he understands what people are saying, that he's getting paid a lot of money. He said, but in his mind, in his estimation, the way the game of baseball is now and has been for the last whatever years, he has not, it's not been a practice for him and for a lot of other managers to put a closer in a tie game on the road. In fact, it's never really been debated that often, but as Charlie said, I can understand. He is our closer. He's getting paid a lot of money.
It gets debated a lot here because they've been blowing so many games in extra innings.
Yep. And there may be a time, as we said, where he'll, from time to time, throw Papelbon for more than 1 inning, but he said he doesn't want to do it for 2. Line drive, base hit to right. And Rosario on his way to second. And Pence's throw will come in, and he's there with a 2-out double.
Well, he can run. Now you're going to get Giambi.
Stay with Comcast Sportsnet after the game for a complete recap and highlights. Plus, former pitcher Ricky Vitalico offers his insight and analysis on this ballgame. Watch Phillies postgame live presented by Pure Auto Insurance right here after the ballgame. Well, here's Giambi.
Got to figure these guys have seen each other. 3 for 9.
I think they're going to walk him. Yeah. Yep. Carlos has already put the hand out.
Well, he's not going to get a chance with a double homer and 4 RBIs. I mean, Tracy has to send Giambi up there. But he also knows that there's a heck of a chance the Phillies are going to walk him and get after Dexter Fowler.
Giambi has 13 official pinch hit appearances this year. He's 5 for 13.
That's one of the ones that a manager will do, Tom, and they'll send a guy up there and they'll think maybe he won't do it. Maybe he won't walk. But really, that move is right out there to be made right now.
Giambi's done a nice job in this pinch hitting role for the Rockies since he signed with them. But he has the ability to still play a little first base. Not every day, but he does play from time to time. He's going to be pinch run for here by Josh Outman. Dexter Fowler walked his first and only time up. That was in the 8th. He's a pinch hitter. Fowler now up left-handed. He's hit 289 left-handed. And he takes a pitch a little outside, I think. And it's 1-0. Yeah, maybe a little high.
Yep.
Try to go to the same spot. Maybe nudge it a little bit more.
It was outside. Now, I mentioned how well Rosario runs at second base, but he is still a catcher. And they're all cheating in the outfield. Well, the center and left are cheating in. The right, Pence's side, the pull side a little deeper.
They've got Ruiz right in the mask. 2-1 the count.
All night back there in this heat. Nobody knows what that feels like more than Chad Fairchild, what he was through tonight. That looked like a jaw shot.
Scott Sheridan heading out to check him out.
Oh.
Got him underneath, too. Scott just asked him if he was all right. Carlos just said, yeah.
1, 2, 3. And it's a jaw shot. Tough night for both of them back there.
Carlos going out to talk to Papelbon. Did he just ask him how many figures he was holding up? He just put 2 up. He said something to him.
That's why I was kidding around about count to 10. Boy, they're throwing Fowler fastball after fastball, thinking they can beat him with fastball so far. And he's taken 2 and fouled the 1 back.
2-1 the count to Fowler.
Pretty good numbers, the runners in scoring position for a guy struggling the way he is.
That hit the glove of Ruiz, not the mask. It's 2-2.
And another one right back at him. 4 straight fastballs. What do you think?
I would throw it to him again.
Well, they're beating him on it so far. There's a good split that he likes to throw to the left-handed hitters.
Runners lead off first and second. The 2-2 pitch. He went with the split. 3-2.
Yep, and he was out high and outside.
Marco Scudero, Papelbon's former teammate, is on deck. Runners will be going. Hit through the hole on the right side, of base hit. Rosario's going to score, and the Rockies will take the lead. It's a 6-5 ball game here in the top of the 9th inning. And Dexter Fowler, with all his struggles, we showed you his numbers with runners in scoring position, has come up, has walked once, and now has the base hit that has given the Rockies the 1-run lead here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, it was a fastball. It was down, and he hit it right through the hole with the runners going. No problem scoring. They're playing him up the middle. They really didn't think he'd pull the ball.
I didn't think he'd pull the ball.
And he did. Well, you know, it was kind of down and in.
Yeah. Scudero now the hitter. Runner goes from first. A swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Threw him a fastball. Scudero tonight is 0 for 4. 1 for 6 in his career against Papelbon. 2 played together with the Red Sox last year. With 2 the count.
2 outs, nobody on base in this inning, and then trouble.
Yeah, the Rosario double, and then they walked Giambi intentionally. Outman came on the run for Giambi. Then Fowler followed with the base hit.
Phillies start at the bottom with a 9-hole pinch hitter, and then the top of the order in the 9th.
Outside, 1-2. Got him. Threw it right on by him. Second strikeout of the inning. All right, now it's up to the offense. The Phils have watched Dexter Fowler give the Rockies a 6-5 lead. On to the bottom of the 9th inning, a pinch hitter, then the top of the order for the Phillies. Second over to third, and DJ LeMahieu will take over at second base for Colorado. The new pitcher is right-hander Rafael Betancourt, the veteran who has 10 saves in 12 opportunities. He's been a setup guy for a good part of his career. He's always had the stuff to be a closer. And kind of out of default, he's the closer for the Colorado Rockies. Last year, he saved 8 games, but in the other 60 games, he was really in non-save situations. He's had good numbers for his career. A 3.18 earned run average for his career. That began in Boston and then eventually led to him making it to the big leagues with the Cleveland Indians. And he's on to face Jim Thome as a pinch hitter. Then the top of the order. So Jim Tracy's team, which has really struggled lately. Well, they've struggled all year. They're 25 and 41. They're 1-11 in their last 12.
Well, it goes right back down to we thought we were in a slugfest tonight. The Phillies haven't scored since the 4th inning.
Yeah, we talked about the bullpen. The starters only going 75 pitches for the Rockies. It certainly worked tonight because after Reynolds got the last out in the 4th, Guthrie 3 scoreless out of the pen. Joe Blanton settled in to pitch well for the Phils after the 4th inning. And now the Phils down by 1. They'll go to work. Thome will lead it off. He had a heck of a run as the DH for the Phillies.
No drastic overshift on him. And he's 1 for 11 lifetime off Betancourt. See right there, you know, that's more of a conventional pull defense for a left-handed hitter.
Thome with 4 home runs on the road trip. 14 runs batted in. They're deep all the way around to the outfield for him. As Diekman warms in the pen for the Phils. A 1-0 pitch. Lays off. They call it a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, they're playing the don't hit it over my head, no doubles defense in the outfield and putting Helton on the pull side on the line at first. That's deep.
Pretty good pitch to hit there. It's 1-2.
This guy's breaking balls are more of a curveball than slider. That's what he likes to throw.
With Jim Thome now relegated to pinch hitting duties, the key is going to keep him somehow keep him sharp. Charlie's discussed that over the last 10 days. Particularly while Jim was hot on the road trip, that he feels like he can keep himself sharp. He said to me today, off these past few games on the road, it'll keep him sharp for a few weeks. The 1-2 pitch up high, 2-2. It's just such a different lineup. He was in as the cleanup hitter because it moved other guys around to more comfortable spots. It seemed anyway. It's that one hard. Helton hugging the line has it. And Betancourt's there to cover. 3-1 on the putout.
That's why you play the line. Unfortunately, even as good as Helton is, that's a tough ball to get to if you're in normal first base position. Well, here you are with a guarding the line in a 1-run game. They do not want to allow a double down the line. Obviously, that's Thome's pull side. You put the first baseman on the line, you give him the hole, ball's hit right at him, take the double away.
He certainly got a good swing against Betancourt.
Yeah, he hit it right on. You know, what are you going to do? Crush that ball.
Rollins doubled and drove in a run of the 4th. 3rd hit in the series. Now he's trying to get on, make something happen with 1 out.
And Ty Wigginton now is a 2-hole hitter in the lineup.
First pitch strike. It's 0-1. Little cue shot over to third. Nelson is playing in. Makes the easy play for the second out.
It was a breaking ball we were talking about that Betancourt throws. He throws more of a curve ball than a hard breaking ball. I mean, saw Jimmy Rollins get way out in front of that and hit it right off the end of the bat.
Now the Phils down to their final hitter against Betancourt, at least their final out. Ty Wigginton up for the first time today. Part of a double switch a couple innings ago. Wiggins hit 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in against his former team. This is the team the Phillies acquired him from during the offseason. Hits that one through the hole, a base hit. So the tying runs aboard. And here comes Hunter Pence. He'll be given a chance with 2 outs and a runner on first.
Now there's the example of why when you're guarding the line, you leave the hole open there. Now they're going to move off it probably.
Now what would you do, Wheels? Would you pinch run for Wigginton in this spot?
Well, they have a pinch runner potential in Fontenot who could come in and play in the infield, so that's what you would do if you do it.
Or Muno could play first. You'd be giving up your final batter aside from Schneider. I say that only because if there's I know they're playing deep. They're playing way back. If you want a chance to score them with an extra base hit.
Yeah, and it'd be really hard to get an extra base hit, so maybe they would wait until he got to second.
Yeah.
Get in the scoring position.
Pence hitless in 4 at bats. He does have an RBI. He won a game earlier this year for the Phillies against the Astros in the Phil's final at bat.
And they will still stay on the line and not give up a double down the line. You see they're in really a big time pull defense on the left side for Hunter Pence.
Pence takes one in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. I think this guy will let 1 ball get by him.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
Except for the one that hit Fairchild in the bounce.
Yeah, that was, as you said at the time, was a crossout. Now that's really deep.
That's deep.
That's when they say don't let them hit one over your head. He's listening.
He's deep.
Yeah. It's over your head. It's well off the scoreboard or out of the ballpark.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, you would think they'll just throw everything away from Hunter Pence right here. Not give him any chance to get something middle in that he could really pull.
Wiggins hit a short lead off first. There he goes. In the air to left field. A liner toward the corner. It is off the top of the wall. Wigginton moving is around third. He's going to tie the ball game up. It's a 6-6 game. What a surprise that he was moving on the pitch. And it enabled the Phils to tie this baby up.
Yeah, you can put up the no doubles, don't hit it over my head defense, and then something like that happens, and what are you going to do? Great for the Phillies. That was a BB off the top of the wall out there by the 334. Ty is running on the play. There he goes. And now he's got to find the ball. He found it right away. Good job finding it. And now easy for Juan Samuel to score. They're going to walk Carlos Ruiz. Here's Hunter Pence. To get a middle in a little bit. Boy, it looks like it on that swing. I don't know. Where did it hit?
Right off the top of the wall, just above the 3, the first 3 in 334.
Yeah. So they're going to make Victorino beat him here. It looked like Betancourt really made a mistake where he threw that thing, and Hunter Pence He almost hit it out just the way he did on Brett Myers that day when he went right down the line like that.
So Carlos won't be given a chance here. But Shane Victorino will get a chance. That had to catch everybody by surprise. The tie was running on that pitch.
He never looked in either. It was almost like he's stealing he was trying to steal the base, take the element of surprise there and steal the bag. What I thought was really good, Tom, was the way he picked the ball up himself. You know, he's got to find that himself and not shut it down at all. And that really gave Sammy a chance to score because he never broke stride.
Jake Diekman's been warming in the pen. He'll come in if it's a tie game.
You know, maybe he knows Betancourt real well and he saw something and, you know, he knows the delivery to the plate if he's slow and all that, and he thought, I can run on it.
Well, and he is slow.
Yeah.
First and second with 2 outs for Victorino.
He got a
Turn
good
back toward Pence.
He has a very good aggressive runner at second base right now. If he can get a base hit here, could have some action.
Shane had a bunt single back in the third. Also a sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. Outside, 1-0.
Of course, the outfielders are now in a more reasonable position. As you see right there, because they have to think about throwing Pence out at the plate.
There's a strike at the knees. 1-1 the count to Victorino. Down the left field line, slicing, it'll go out of play. So now it's 1-2 to Shane. Pence back to second, Ruiz back to first. Carlos doesn't matter in this scenario. Pence is really the only guy that matters. Chopper back toward the middle. Scudero is there. They won't have a play at second. Victorino safe at first. And the bases are loaded for Polanco. Do you think he wanted LeMahieu to be at second base for a flip?
I think it was tough, Tom, because he was playing him the pull a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard for him to get there. Plus, they were more deep there to make sure a ball didn't go through. So when he nubbed out a little bit, I think it took a long time to get to Scudero, and then Shane's speed beat it. See, he's playing right here. Now, let's see if Scudero even looks to. No, he's going to first the whole time.
Good
but
for Shane.
He was playing it fairly deep because they don't want. And let's see, that ball's not hit real hard. Took an extra hop. And Victorino can run, obviously, and he beats the play, and Helton does a nice job knocking it down. So it didn't bounce by, and the Phillies win the game.
So they'll leave it in the hands of Placido Polanco with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the ninth inning. It's a 6-6 ball game.
And here's a guy, Tracy walked last time because he didn't want him to beat him.
See his numbers against Betancourt, 4 for 13.
Any kind of hit, you win the game.
Phillies have one walk-off win so far. It's an extra inning game against the Astros.
Pence home run on Myers.
Outside, ball one.
Well, they hadn't scored since the fourth. They picked a good time to get one. Get another one. And Jim told me he had a bullet to start this inning into an out.
One ball, no strikes, the count. Outside, 2-0. Just missing with that fastball. That's a good thing.
Now, if you're Polanco and he's such a veteran hitter, experienced hitter, you just eliminate half a home plate right now and look for something. If it's not there, you take it. It's only 2-1. And he's not a guy afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He got to that point. And he's pitching him away, so you almost can eliminate middle in and look away.
Polanco takes at the knees. Pence is the key, leads off third. The bases are loaded. And now the 2-1 pitch. Down the right field line. It's evened up now, 2-2.
All fastballs.
He's been a clutch hitter during his career. Over 300 batting average for his career. Over 300 with the bases loaded. Four straight fastballs from Betancourt. He'll take a step off.
Yeah, he's basically a fastball curveball guy. Got one out this inning on a hook.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Hit back toward the middle. Scudero's got it. Throws to first in time. No save! His foot was off the bag. The Phillies have won it. Todd Helton had the wrong foot near the bag and then couldn't find the bag. And the Phillies win it 7-6 here in the bottom of the ninth inning. A remarkable way to end and win a ball game.
Todd Helton, we were talking about last night, he's like a ballet dancer down there at first with his footwork, and he just made a mistake.
And he didn't argue.
No, he
knew his foot wasn't on the bag.
Well, you saw him reach back real fast. That's a dead giveaway.
E3, no RBI, but most importantly, the Phils have won the first 2 games of this homestand. They come from behind at the bottom of the ninth inning. They win it 7-6. It's their second walk-off win of the year and their first in the ninth inning.
Well, they've been losing some funky games lately, so it's nice to see them win one that way. Placido Polanco will be our Chevrolet player of the game. Looked like it was a base hit up the middle, then Scudero makes a nice play. Now watch what Helton does, because it's a dead giveaway. He's not on the bag. When he starts moving his foot around, see right there, he's looking for it, and that definitely gave it away when he went back for it. Watch him one time here, trying to get it, and now he goes back for it. Did he have to stretch so much so that it pulled him off the bag?
Foot.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because we've seen him shift so many times. Yeah, he's off the bag right there, and he knows it. And here comes Polanco, touches the bag. He's still not on it. Well, then he actually did finally touch it, but he didn't think he did. Yeah.
So Placido Polanco, he knew he was safe. The Phillies win it 7-6. They get a walk-off victory. They've won 2 in a row. And Placido Polanco is down on the field with Murph. Take it away, Murph.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Placido, 2 outs in that inning, and then everything starts to happen, and it's an unconventional way to win it. Did you know you were safe when you crossed first base?
Yes, because it was off the bag, so, I knew, I was going to hustle. I hustled, and it was off the bag, and, I thought I was safe.
You know, a 2-out rally in the 9th inning. When you come from behind, that hasn't happened yet this year. You're able to get it done. A lot of excitement, obviously, out there by first base. Just talk about what that means for this team as this team starts to roll.
It's a good sign, you know. It's tough at bats, and like Yogi Berra said, it's not over until it's over. And we showed it today again, 2 outs and tough at bats. You know, with Shane hustling down the line, and what can I tell you? Wiggy running the bases, you know, and that aggressive at bats coming off the bench or coming off, you know, like just on a double switch. And it's just, you know, sometimes, you know, it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Today it did, you know, tough at bats and playing hard.
2 straight wins to start off this homestand. How important is that?
Very important, you know, that especially now that we haven't been playing so good, but 2 games back at home, you know, especially this one coming back in the 9th inning, it tells you a lot about this team.
All right, Paulie, go enjoy it with your teammates. Thank you very much. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. The Phillies win it 7-6. Take a look one more time. You're not going to see this often. You probably haven't seen it many times during Todd Helton's career. The wrong foot near the bag, and then he couldn't find the bag, and Placido Polanco able to leg it out as Hunter Pence crossed the plate with a game-winning run. The Phils win it 7-6. They've won the first 2 on this homestand. We'll be back to talk more about it right after this.